Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Breakfast Daily, live on Channel 1 Television. I am Nanatu Boateng. It's an absolute pleasure to be here to serve you the best breakfast on television. It's an interesting day today, and we'll be getting into the details thereof. But let's remind you that we're still in the month of October. It is Pink October, and we're creating awareness on breast cancer. So you need to take action, you need to be aware, and of course know that early detection leads to prevention. So go get checked, go get tested, have your breast examined, and of course if you begin to experience some lumps or some pain in your breast, report to the nearest health facility as soon as possible to have your breast examined in the event that there might be a lump growing, which is possible to generate into breast cancer. So you need to be aware, you need to get tested, you need to take action in order to prevent the spread of breast cancer. It is Pink October, and we're here to create awareness on breast cancer. So please do your best to get examined. Regular checks, early detection leads to prevention. All right, let's remind you also that the month of October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We have dedicated some airtime, some space to create awareness on cybersecurity, on cyber crimes, cyber fraud, cyber theft, just name it. Of course, the scams are also there, the online scams. So you need to be aware of what to do and what not to do while online, while navigating the cyberspace. And so we're rolling out this series, which we have dubbed Safer You. And we're asking that you join us on Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 Television to stay abreast with the 411, all the information, all the need to know regarding cyber security and how to stay safe within the cyberspace. It's important that you get to know the information about passwords, information about your security, your IP addresses, and what have you. So please stay with us here on Breakfast Daily live on Channel 1 Television for all the details, for all the information, the 411, the info, the need to know regarding cybersecurity, even as we continue to celebrate or commemorate Cybersecurity Awareness Month, this month of October. Now, today is the 15th day of October, and this day is dedicated to hand washing. So today is the Global Hand Washing Day, and it's a global advocacy day dedicated to increasing awareness and understanding about the importance of hand washing with soap as an effective and affordable way to prevent diseases and, of course, save lives. Remember, clean hands remain a fundamental defense against the spread of infections, illnesses, and harmful germs. Whether in hospitals, schools, or everyday interactions, practicing hand washing with soap contributes to better health outcomes and a safer world. Be a hand washing hero and take advantage of today, October 15th, Global Hand Washing Day, to spread some safety, some health consciousness. And of course, always do remember to wash your hands with soap under running water. Okay? So let's not downplay the harmful effects of leaving our hands dirty and not washing them. But let's take advantage of today and, of course, every other day to wash our hands regularly with soap and, of course, under running water. Isn't it interesting that when COVID came, when we were aware that there was a reality of death, there was a certainty of a pandemic, we all engaged in some safety measures, including hand washing. So why have we thrown away the protocols after whether you like the danger of COVID was lifted? I feel we should go back to it. In this day and age, we shouldn't be suffering from diseases like cholera or typhoid, all right? So let's go back to the protocols as existed during the COVID-19 pandemic, which include the hand washing. And as we commemorate Global Hand Washing Day today, October 15, let's be sure to engage in frequent, or if you like, periodic hand washing with soap under running water, all right? Let's all stay safe out there. It's quite important. Thank you so much. Peace and shalom. Let's get into the newspapers this morning. But before we do that, let's tell you about the Northern Business Fair, which is happening on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025. It's happening in the Northern region, the capital there, Tamale, the sports stadium. When you go there, you hear them shouting, Tamale Kola. So let's meet there at the sports stadium, Tamale, on the 25th and 26th of October for the Northern Business Fair. Now, here's the catch. If you're into craft, if you're into textiles, if you're a local manufacturer, you're an indigenous Ghanaian business, you're an innovator, you have a product, a good, a wear, or you have a service that you want to exhibit to the rest of the world, this is a fine opportunity, a one-stop opportunity, great platform for you to be able to exhibit your ingenuity to the rest of the world. We call it the ultimate Ghanaian experience, but this time from the north. All right, so join us with your goods, with your products, with your wares, your services, your innovations, your technology, and let's give it out there to the rest of the world. You never know where your business is going to come from, where that contract is going to come from, where that growth, that expansion is going to come from. And that's why you need to take advantage of opportunities like the Northern Business Fair, which is happening on the 25th and the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. You need to take advantage of such platforms to be able to exhibit to the rest of the world. So call us now, 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973. Call us and register, book your slot or your spot, and to be able to participate in the Northern Business Fair. The Northern Business Fair is brought to you by Channel 1 Television and 97.3 City FM, and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and the Ghana Enterprises Agency, GEA. We want to say thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank, Side Hustle, GEPA, that's the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and the GEA, Ghana Enterprises Agency. We're eternally grateful to you for being part of the Northern Business Fair. This is the maiden edition, and we want you to be part of history in the making. So we'll see you there on the 25th and 26th of October, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day at the Tamale Sports Stadium. All right, let's see you there. Now, you can jump onto the Google Play Store where you can download the Channel 1 News app, and you can stay up to date, you can stay current with all the relevant, accurate, factual news. We're updating the portal with current news by the minute, by the hour. And of course, you have access to this information, all this relevant news, if you download the Channel 1 News app from the Google Play Store. That's where it's being hosted. It is quite user-friendly. It is simple to navigate, quite an easy interface. And so you shouldn't have any challenges at all. Just go onto the Google Play Store, type in there, Channel 1 News app, and then, of course, you can download and install same on your device. It could be a handheld device, it could be a laptop, whatever it is. Just download it and stay up to date, stay current, all right? Be part of the news, be in the news, be in the known, all right, with the Channel 1 News app. Now, talk about news. The newspapers are here, so let's get straight into them. I'm starting off with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page has a picture of the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Xi Jinping, the Chinese president. And the story says, President woos Chinese investors, strategic opportunities abound across multiple sectors. I think this should say multiple sectors. So President woos Chinese investors, strategic opportunities abound across multiple sectors. VIP, that's the Vice President, Her Excellency, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, donates over 600 life jackets and relief items to Kratche West. Of course, this follows that boat disaster, that unfortunate incident in the Kratche West area. And so VIP donates over 600 life jackets and relief items to Kratche West. Prisons commander urges support for reformed inmates. Prisons commander urges support for reformed inmates. That's also here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. And then you have government announces further reduction in Hajj fare. So some good news there for our Muslim brothers. Government announces further reduction in Hajj fare. Then on page 3, you have former NSA boss, deputy set for court appearance in 653 million CD scandal. That's according to the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Akuratenga Ayini. Former NSA boss and deputy set for court appearance in 653 million CD scandal. That's according to the Attorney General, AG. Now jump to the back page. Back page says, establish health emergency fund. That's the acting director of health promotion of the Ghana Health Service, urging government to establish a health emergency fund. All right, then you have Dada Foundation Ghana launches 5 million cedis maternity project for Etua Hospital. Dada Foundation Ghana launches 5 million cedi maternity project for Etua Hospital. So that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper for today. Let's get into the Chronicle. Front page of the Chronicle says, Bawumia buckles down, starts nationwide tour. Bawumia buckles down, starts nationwide tour. And then you have Brian Unstoppable in Accra. That's Dr. Brian Achampong. You see pictures of him on a campaign tour. And story says Brian Unstoppable in Accra. And then you have Massa, pay the nurses and stop the to-be. That's according to the minority in Parliament. Or if you like, the minority on the Health Committee of Parliament. And comes with a picture of the ranking. That's Dr. Ayu Afriye. And it says, Massa, pay the nurses and stop the to-be. Right, so that's the Chronicle newspaper. Let's get the scripture for today. Deuteronomy 24. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. Deuteronomy 24. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. May the Lord add his blessings to the reading of his word. All right, so that's the Chronicle newspaper for today. Let's jump to the News Center. What's on the front page of the News Center? Momo runs on one of the world's most secure data systems. That's according to a Momo chief. That's a Chief Commercial Operations Officer for Mobile Money Limited, Abdul Razak Isaka Ali, speaking there. Then you have a picture of the former Vice President and NPP flag bearer aspirant, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia there. And the story says Bawumia begins 275 constituencies tour today. Bawumia begins 275 constituencies tour today. Ghana's recovery hinges on gold, faces high risk. That's according to Fitch. So the Fitch is a ratings organization, or if you like, a ratings company. And they are saying that Ghana's recovery hinges on gold, but faces high risk. All right, so you have the picture of the president and the Chinese president again here on the front page of the News Center in a hearty handshake. And story says, Mahama Xi Jinping talks renew strategic ties. Mahama Xi Jinping talks renew strategic ties. We know that we are working towards a zero tariff regime with China. So it portends some good news for Ghana in the wake of, if you like, tariff impositions by US President Donald Trump. If Ghana is able to secure a zero tariff regime with China, of course, it beefs up our level of competitiveness on the international market. So, yeah, hopefully the president is able to secure that. Also on the front page of the News Center, financial squeeze chokes AfriWave. Financial squeeze chokes AfriWave. Telcos indebtedness, tariff delays, CD dollar losses threaten interconnection system. Financial squeeze chokes AfriWave. Telcos indebtedness, tariff delays, CD dollar losses threaten interconnection system. So that's the News Center newspaper for today. Now I'm going to take you to the Herald. The Herald newspaper says, ex-minister missing in Attorney General 600 million CD NSA charge sheets. Herald newspaper. So we know the ex-minister is referring to as the former sports minister, that's Mustafa Yusuf. He was indicted in the earlier press conference somewhere in June or July by the Attorney General when he mentioned some 12 persons that are likely to face charges in relation to the National Service scandal. Of course, we know charges have been brought against the former boss, that's the former DG, Oseasi Bientri, and his deputy, Gifty Owari Mensah. And then Herald newspaper is reporting that the ex-minister is missing in the Attorney General's 600 million NSA charge sheets. We'll see how that plays out. Musa Dankwa's weapon 17,000 respondents in 3 months polls raises more doubts over credibility. Musa Dankwa's whooping 17,000 respondents in 3 months polls raises more doubts over credibility. Then you have Tony Letha chairs Ghana Medical Trust Fund Board. That's lawyer Tony Letha chairs Ghana Medical Trust Fund Board. Ghana Medical Trust Fund Board is actually the Mahama Cares program. Yeah, that's the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. NPA grabs 2025 Petroleum Regulatory Award in South Africa. NPA grabs 2025 Petroleum Regulatory Award in South Africa. NIMOS task force out to restore River Birim. Destroys Galamsey sites and equipment in Eastern Region operation. Okay. Jomoro chief makes U-turn on Tano Area Forest anti-Galamsey raid. Applauds NIMOS. Jomoro chief makes U-turn on Tano Area Forest anti-Galamsey raid. Applauds NIMOS. So that's the Herald newspaper. Now let's go into the Custodian. The front page of the Custodian says, no insults no insults and personal attacks. Bawumia starts nationwide campaign today. No insults and personal attacks. Bawumia starts nationwide campaign today. MCE issues unlawful mining permits to Galamseyers. That's according to the royal family in Tano North. So the royal family in Tano North is accusing the MCE of issuing unlawful mining permits to Galamseyers. Minority slams government for neglecting new nurses and midwives. Minority slams government for neglecting new nurses and midwives. And then you have Backbone urges unity in Apostle Joseph's family. Backbone urges unity in Apostle Joseph's family. And then you have KGL salutes Black Stars for 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification. All right. The new publisher. Lawyers confirm Lumba wrote his last will. 2018 attempted divorce document pops up. Lawyers confirm Lumba wrote his last will. 2018 attempted divorce document pops up. Wafat chicken for you to boost Ghana's agribusiness. And then you have Bawumia runs to 275 constituencies with decent campaign. And then minority demands full pay for health workers. So that's the new publisher. The Inquisitor says, lies against Ashanti NPP MPs. OKMB dares Gabi as a free year makes startling revelation. Lies against Ashanti NPP MPs. OKMB, that's Oseiche Mensa Bunsu. Dares Gabi as a free year makes startling revelation. Dr. Amwa Aban congratulates Black Stars. And then you have zero tariff. Ghana-China set to conclude landmark agreement before November. NPA wins big at 2025 APSCA in South Africa. So that's the Inquisitor newspaper. Let's get into the Ghanaian publisher. Bawumia urges civility, begins constituency campaign. Bawumia urges civility, begins constituency campaign. Government deceiving nurses. That's according to the minority. KGL hails Black Stars for World Cup sport. And Tano North MCE aiding Galamsey. That's according to the royal family. So that's on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher. Now let me take you online and bring you some stories from our web portals. I'm going to start off with channel1newsonline.com. channel1newsonline.com. They are leading with Eugene Boakye Entry, a former member of parliament and an NPP stalwart. He was on Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM last night. And he says, I will steer a consultative, inclusive NPP. We know he's eyeing a seat at the executive level of the New Patriotic Party. And he says, I'll steer a consultative, inclusive NPP. So that's Eugene Boakye Entry. Again, from that same interview, he says, my vision is to build a forward-looking, results-oriented NPP. So that's Eugene Boakye Entry speaking there again. He sat with Samir Yafe on Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. Now, other stories. Hefra shuts down KMA clinic, 9 others over licensing breach. I think Hefra is doing a good job in ensuring, if you like, compliance with regulatory standards within the health sector. However, the shutdown is not enough. Okay, people have been negligent over the years. How is it that a whole KMA clinic, that's the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly Clinic, has been operating over the years without a valid license? Just think about it. So I feel the shutdown is not enough. People should be held accountable for their negligence, or if you like, their irresponsibility. So Hefra, kudos, but I think if the powers do allow, then you should take it a step further. All right, DVLA suspends compliance fines to allow public engagement. Oh, the 225, no. DVLA suspends compliance fines to allow public engagement. So now that you've suspended, no, those that you've collected from, no, what happens? Or you say the suspension is not retrogressive, or it's not regressive. It doesn't go into the past. So what has happened has happened. Anyways, Charlie, but the DVLA boss is a fine man. That guy is doing amazing stuff. We like him. All right. Mahama invites Chinese investors to partner in Green Digital City project. Mahama invites Chinese investors to partner in Green Digital City project. Suale's murder. Prosecution withdrawn. Suspect discharged. Suale's murder. Prosecution withdrawn. Suspect discharged. Democracy Hub drags government to Supreme Court over unconstitutional U.S. deportee deal. Democracy Hub drags government to Supreme Court over unconstitutional U.S. deportee deal. And then you have poor safety standards behind Volta Lake tragedy. Poor safety standards behind Volta Lake tragedy. That's according to an MCE. Stakeholders hold urgent talks to resolve Odobeng SHS classroom block standoff. Pay health professionals with funds allocated by Akufo-Addo government. That's the minority in parliament speaking. No road project awarded under Akufo-Addo government cancelled. That's Kwame Gavin Sakboja, Minister for Roads and Highways. So go on channel1newsonline.com and you get these stories and several others. Now let me take you to citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com. Galamsey driving up utility costs. ECG GWL justify 200% tariff proposal. Galamsey driving up utility cost. ECG GWL justify 200% tariff proposal. African finance ministers laud Ghana's gold board at AFDB meeting in Washington. Hey, African finance ministers laud Ghana's gold board at AFDB meeting in Washington. Asedun Ketia, my thank you tour is about gratitude, not politics. So that's the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Johnson Asedun Ketia, saying that his thank you tour is about gratitude and not politics. Okay, we hear you. Be measured in your words, Eugene Boachientry to NPP flag bearer hopefuls. Stay calm. Leadership addressing job and internal concerns. Mustafa Gbande to NDC. Now, Mustafa Gbande is a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. He's also I think a director. He's at the Jubilee House. I think he's a Deputy Director of Operations or so. All right, now, some other stories. Free primary health care to roll out by January 2026. That's according to the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando. And then we have financial clearance. Going to Cabinet is a no-no. Menchia North MP slams Akando. Hey. Then you should be slamming Haruna too, because he's also going to Cabinet for clearance to pay the teachers. I'm running for General Secretary to rebuild and reignite NPP. That's Eugene Boachientry. Like I mentioned, he's a former member of Parliament, and he's now gunning for a seat at the executive table of the New Patriotic Party. He wants to be General Secretary of the Elephant family. And he says he's running for General Secretary to rebuild and reignite NPP. So go online, you get details of these stories and several others, citynewsroom.com, as well as channel1newsonline.com. All right, we have a birthday wish this morning, and so we're going to do that real quick, real snappy. This one says, happy birthday, Bridget Jomeku. Wishing you a beautiful day filled with joy, love, and happiness. May this new season of your life bring you endless episodes of blessings and success in everything you do, and the might to keep shining brightly wherever you go. Keep being the amazing person you are and inspiring, graceful, and full of life. So happy birthday to you, Bridget Jomeku. We wish you well. We wish you happiness. God bless you. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smokes and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm
the second coming.
Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it with a so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey.
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not to match or chinampe, no, complain there in the sense, why do I share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or haunting no complaints now, baby, into the fair and tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story. And we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Hello there. Thank you for always choosing us. We're grateful that you keep faith with us here on Channel 1 Television. You're watching Breakfast Daily right here from our studios at number 5 Oula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Nanatufo Boateng. Now let's remind you that the month of October is dedicated to cyber security awareness. All right, so we have committed some time to create awareness on cyber security, how you can stay safe on the internet, how you can navigate safely the cyber security space. Now we've been bringing you a series we've dubbed Safer You to ensure that you know what to do and what not to do when online or when navigating the cyber security space. All right, so what we're going to do right now is to bring you a recap of the episodes that we've been bringing you since Monday, and then you can best appreciate the details thereof on how to keep safe, how to stay safe within the cyberspace. So let's enjoy this.
One text or one scan. That's all it takes for a scammer to get in. Will you spot it before they do? Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living, brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel 1 TV. Today we are talking about online scams and phishing, and how scammers use simple tricks to steal information and money. Scams are everywhere online, in emails, text messages, and social media posts. An online scam is a lie told with technology, and the goal is to take your money, your identity, or your trust. One common scam is a fake online store that takes payment but never sends the order. Another scam invites you to claim a prize, but first it asks for a small processing fee. Some scammers pretend to be someone you love or know, and then they ask for help or money. Phishing is the most common type of scam, and it works like phishing because the message is the bait and your information is the catch. A typical phishing message may pretend to be from your bank and say your account is locked, asking you to click a link to fix it. A delivery message may tell you your package is being held and ask you to pay a small fee to release it. A message that seems to come from a family member asking for money is often a scam, and you should always double check before sending anything. Phishing looks real because scammers copy logos, language, and the exact style of real messages. Always check who sent the message because strange letters, extra numbers, or a wrong domain are signs it's not real. Do not click links in messages you did not expect. Instead, open the official app or website yourself to check. Watch for bad spelling and messages that push you to act right away, because rushing you is a common scam tactic. If someone asks for money or personal details, call them on a number you already have to make sure the request is real. If a message makes you feel rushed or emotional, pause, take a deep breath, and think before you act. Here is your action plan. Learn the signs of scams and phishing. Pause before you click. Check the source. And always verify through trusted channels before you send money or personal information. Scammers may cast wide nets online, but you do not have to take the bait. Stay calm, stay smart, and stay safe. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel 1 TV. It sounds real, it looks real, but it isn't. Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living, brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel 1 TV. Today, we're talking about scams that don't just come by email, they come to your phone and even through QR codes. These tricks have special names you should know: vishing, smishing, and quishing. Let's start with vishing, which means voice phishing. This is when scammers call you and pretend to be someone you trust, like your bank, tech support, or even the police. They may say things like, "Your account is at risk, please confirm your PIN," or offer to fix your computer remotely. Remember, never share personal or banking details over the phone. If you get a strange call, hang up and call back using the official number you know. Next is smishing, which is phishing by text message. You might get a text saying, "Your package is waiting, click here to pay the fee," or "Your account will be closed, log in now." Don't click on links from unknown senders, and be careful of urgent messages. If a text looks suspicious, delete it right away. The newest trick is quishing. That's when someone uses a fake QR code to trick you. You might see a QR code sticker placed over a real restaurant's code, but scanning it takes you to a fake website trying to steal your information. Or you might get an email with a QR code asking you to verify your account. Always check where a QR code is from before scanning it. If your phone lets you preview the link before opening it, use that. Don't trust random QR codes you find in public places. All these scams have one thing in common: they pressure you to act fast. The best defense is to stay calm, verify who you're dealing with, and never share personal information without checking first. Here's your action plan. Don't trust phone calls, text, or QR codes without verifying. Hang up, delete, or double-check before you act. Scams come in many forms, but with caution and awareness, you stay in control. Stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel 1 TV. A stranger says they sent you money by mistake. Do you send it back or lose it all? Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living. Brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel 1 TV. Today, we're talking about mobile money, sending and receiving money just with your phone. It makes life easier, but scammers see it like an open wallet they want to grab. Here's how mobile money fraud works. Scammers use tricks to make you hand over your money yourself. For example, you might get a call from someone pretending to be your telecom company saying, "We need your PIN to fix your account." Or you get a text saying someone accidentally sent money to you and asks for a refund. Sometimes you'll see a message saying, "You've won airtime or cash. Just confirm with your account." How can you spot these red flags? Real companies will never ask for your PIN or password. Be careful of requests for your PIN, one-time codes, or urgent messages with emotional language like, "Help me quickly." Also, suspicious messages or calls from unknown numbers are a warning. If you think you are being targeted by mobile money fraud, act fast. Never share your PIN or codes with anyone, even if they say they are from your operator. Ignore and delete suspicious messages. Report the scam to your mobile money provider. And check your balance regularly to notice any unusual activity. Here's your action plan. Protect your PIN like your bank card. Ignore suspicious requests and report fraud right away. Mobile money is powerful. Don't let scammers spend it for you. Stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel 1 TV. Scammers don't just fool your mind, they play with your emotions. Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living, brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel 1 TV. Today we're talking about the psychology of scams, which means how and why people are tricked into clicking on fake links or messages. Many people believe they fall for scams because they're careless, but that is not true. Scammers use smart tricks that target our emotions, such as fear, excitement, and curiosity. They do this to make us react quickly before we have time to think. Most people think that scammers only hack computers, but that is not true. The real danger is that scammers hack people. They study how we respond, what makes us panic, and what catches our attention. Then they use that information to make us click without even realizing what is happening. Some scams use fear with messages that say your account has been blocked. Others create urgency with messages that tell you to act now or lose access. Some use excitement with messages that promise you have won a prize. Others use curiosity with messages that say, "See who has been viewing your profile." Each of these messages is built to touch your emotions so that your body reacts faster than your mind. That is why so many people click before they think. When you see one of those messages, your emotions respond first, and your logical thinking slows down for a few seconds. That short delay is exactly what scammers are waiting for. For example, a scam might look like a message from your bank asking you to click a link right away. Another might look like a delivery update that asks you to confirm your address. Some even look like fun social media quizzes that secretly collect your personal information. All of these tricks work because they use emotion to rush your decision. The best way to protect yourself is to slow down. When a message makes you feel scared, excited, or rushed, pause for a moment and take a deep breath. If the message says it is from a company, do not click on the link. Instead, visit the company's official website or call their real phone number. When you take a few extra seconds to think, you give your brain time to catch up, and that pause can stop a scam before it happens. Here's your action plan. Remember the tricks: urgency, fear, excitement, curiosity. Slow down, think twice, and check carefully before you click. Scammers use emotion to trick people, but your calm is your strongest protection. Stay calm, stay smart, and stay safe online. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel 1 TV.
So it's important that you stay safe online. That's why we're dedicating the month of October to create awareness on cybersecurity and, of course, bringing you that series that we have dubbed A Safer You. You want to take note of all the details that has been shared with you in order to be aware, be self-conscious of the activities and operations of these scammers, and then, of course, stay clear of their path. All right, we're about to begin the news review segment. We're going straight into the conversations. Engineer Michael Kosidede is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Right.
Nice
So
weather.
yesterday, the court discontinued the case of a suspect in the Ahmed Suale case. This is upon the advice of the Attorney General. But this Ahmed Suale issue, this case has been traveling over 6 years, no convictions. Now the lead suspect, as we were told, has been discharged by the court. Is there any future? Are Ghanaians actually safe? Because this was a murder in broad daylight. No suspect as it stands now. We don't know what the headway is.
It's a particularly sad event that took place in 2019, right?
Yeah.
And you look, but we need to look at this in the context of justice delivery in the country as a whole. Because in as much as someone may have been suspected, until the person is found guilty, the person is also supposed to be innocent. According to our laws. So it's important that in the pursuit of justice, we do not create injustice to others. I do not know the details of why the Attorney General has decided that the case should be or he should be let off the hook at the moment. But it's important that the Attorney General explains the details of this case because this is a murder issue. It's not like an ordinary one where you say it's corruption. But this is a murder issue. There are families that are grieving and still grieving their loss.
Yeah.
So it is important that the Attorney General in this matter comes out clearly to state why he thinks the gentleman may not be suspect or why he thinks that he should be set free. But when we look at our justice delivery system, it should give all of us cause for worry. One, because the length of time since 2019, nothing has come of it.
True.
There are a lot of murder cases in this country that are still unresolved. And you ask yourself, is it because we are not interested or it's just the corruption of the whole justice system? Because if you recall, there's Roko Frimpong, I don't know if that has been resolved many years ago.
Yeah.
So there are quite a number of cases that if you go online today, you would find that there are a lot of high-profile and low-profile cases, the Takrady girls, unresolved. So you ask yourself, what is really happening? But
JB Dankwa is still hanging.
JB Dankwa is still hanging as well. So you ask yourself, what happens to the ordinary person? Because I can bet my last dollar that if a policeman or any member of the security agency had been killed, they would find the person.
True.
So you look at what is happening today versus ordinary issues, then you ask yourself, what is happening here? So I think that in as much as those in the judiciary system or the lawyers and the judges like to say that the wheels of justice grind slowly, it is also important for them to also realize the other side that justice delayed is justice denied. So in that context, every Ghanaian should be worried. Because you hear a lot of people these days, when something happens, somebody deliberately or unconsciously does something to you or offends you, he says, oh, go to court. Why is everybody saying that? Because they have a strong belief that the court system is either unfair or is very slow. So you won't get justice. So somebody deliberately acts in a manner and then asks you, go to court. If you like, go to court. I mean, that in itself should tell us something about our judiciary system. That people do not trust the system and that people know that no one will get justice or the system can be delayed for as long as the person wants. So it's a very worrying trend for me, and I think that we need to look at it. Now, when I saw the topic, I said, look, start reading around. And I saw a certain Yale report, which was done in 1995 and 1996, which studied judiciary systems and was looking at those that had the most efficient system.
Right.
So the question we need to ask ourselves as Ghanaians is, by what metrics do we measure the performance of our judiciary system?
Okay.
For instance, when a judiciary says they want more judges, how many judges per 100,000 people do we have?
Okay.
How many cases are filed every year? And how many get resolved within that year? So I think that clearly the judiciary itself needs to come out with metrics of performance that we can judge them by. Because clearly this case where you go to court, they say, oh, go and come. The prosecutor can say, oh, we are not ready. I mean, it's unfair to everybody. Because you listen to the recent cases involving Puff Daddy in the UK, in the America, for instance. I mean, within a month, less than a year, the trial is over. And everything is done. So you ask ourselves, why is it that in our system, that doesn't happen? So for me, it's about the whole society. We, as a society, need to sit down and ask ourselves very honest questions about how we seek to run the system. Because if you have a bad judiciary or a very slow process, it affects business.
True.
It affects every single thing. I mean, even our fight against Galamsey, judicial systems grind to a halt. So everything comes to a standstill. So when the president goes around promoting business and say, oh, people should come and invest in Ghana, then people look at it and say, how long does it take to finish a court case in Ghana? Because if I'm an investor and I walk into this country, I put my money in, and then suddenly there's a court case.
Yeah.
And the case never ends. How do I go and get more money to come and invest? It doesn't help. So we need a fair and stable judiciary system to help in promoting business, in ensuring that the people have trust in this, and that it doesn't result in violence. Because once people begin to have a bad feeling about the judiciary system, anger builds up, and one day it erupts. And that is why you have this mob actions. Because people then feel that, look, sending this person to court is not going to help us. We might as well deal with the person right here and now.
Right.
So I think that is the chaos we are creating with these trials and delays in finishing cases. And the sincerity with which investigations are carried out. Because I sincerely do not believe that if the police were really interested, they cannot find the person. I doubt it. I doubt it.
I mean, in as much as we're looking at the judiciary in itself and the review or reforms to make justice delivery better in this country, in this particular case, could there be a challenge with the investigations and the prosecution itself? Because I don't know if you've also noticed, but there's this trend where we are quick to make public any single step along the investigative channel, then we don't have the full picture, the full complement of the investigation, and we go to court and we are found wanting.
You know, there are a few cases I have observed in this country, and I've asked questions and continue to ask questions. The investigation process itself needs to be thorough.
Right.
So if it's not done, because our judges deal with evidence. If the evidence is not right, they will throw it out. And again, when it comes to issues of crime, because it is the state versus the person, the state is deemed to have a lot of resources at its disposal. And therefore, the defendant in those cases doesn't need to do much. It is the state that has to prove its case beyond all reasonable doubt. So if the state prosecution is weak in terms of the investigation and all the processes that are done, clearly nothing is going to happen. The judge is not going to give a ruling in favor of the state. Now, where a crime has been committed, there's a certain evidence that will lead you to a certain level of prosecution. I think that it is important that we follow those. Let me give you a typical example. And it's a very painful one. In the case of the Yana.
Right.
Following that traumatic event, someone was found with the head of the Yana. When he went to court, what was he charged with? He was charged with murder. But there was no evidence to support murder. But he could have been charged with the possession of human parts.
Exactly.
So again, for me, I find that sometimes is it a deliberate action when we go to court and charge people with wrong things that we cannot find evidence for. And therefore the persons walk away free. So it is something that we need to look at seriously in terms of justice delivery in this country. The investigation process has to be thorough, and the judges or the prosecution has to be done properly. And that once it is the state versus an individual, the state is deemed to have unlimited resources, and therefore the judges will only rule in favor when there's the evidence is beyond reasonable doubt. So I think that all of us as citizens need to understand that concept, because when we don't understand that concept, we tend to think that the person, the judge is not being fair. But the judge must deal with that, the evidence that has been presented, and make a ruling. And if the judge doesn't find it, there's no way the judge will make that ruling.
When the resources are at the disposal of the state, it begs the question, when they are only, like this gentleman in this case, for instance, that was picked up, this Daniel Kranti, at a point we were told there was some FBI investigation and all that. We were told he had even fled the country, then later he was picked up and all that. If the state has the resources, as we are made to believe that it has, I mean, are they unable to go behind some of these issues and get the real culprits in these instances?
I mean, these are the worrying things, because for an ordinary person who sits down and says, for the gentleman in point, you get arrested, everybody says you are, and I'm sure he spent time in behind bars.
Yes, he was remanded at the point.
Exactly. So, for all that suffering, is he not going to be pained? Is he not going to feel pained?
Exactly.
Some level of injustice has been done at this point.
Yeah.
So that is the worrying thing, and that is why I also say that our police and security agencies themselves need to be honest with us. If they're not being honest, the prosecutor cannot act.
Yeah.
Because if the evidence is not sound, and unfortunately, in matters involving the state, you have a lot of people who are engaging in a way that makes it sound political. For instance, for a typical example, when the Malcolm disaster happened a few years ago, and then we're told, oh, the building collapsed. Investigations were done. My institution carried out investigations, and the findings were that, look, the construction was bad. So as to whether it was a design issue, issues that somebody needed to be held responsible. Right. But nobody was held responsible. At a point, you heard government people say, oh, we are bringing in Israelis to come and investigate. I mean, where was this coming from? But from government agencies, that we are bringing Israelis. Where are those findings? So for me, when government itself gets involved in making statements about investigation processes, we end up damaging cases. Because I would today continue to ask, where is that report from the Israelis that government said it was invited at that time to come and look at the Malcolm disaster? Where are the findings? So all these things happen in this country and people walk away because maybe somebody could have been held liable, but nobody has been held liable. And people died.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets about that.
Yeah.
Families have been grieved. People have been hurt. Whose negligence led to the death of those people? So our government agencies and state institutions need to be honest with us when it comes to the issue of justice delivery. Because under our coat of arms, we have what we call freedom and justice.
True.
Where is the justice in this country? Any ordinary person will ask those questions.
Yeah.
So I think that, one, led by our political leadership, they must be seen to be directing properly so that justice is delivered. Other than that, we will have chaos on our hands.
Right. Let me just read a bit of the reasons for the discontinuation of the case. Now, the Attorney General cited failure by the police prosecution to gather sufficient evidence as the reason for the discontinuation. The AG noted that call records placing Daniel Owusu Kranti within the vicinity of the deceased before, during, and after the killing alone was not sufficient. Additionally, the sketch of the assailants generated by the police from eyewitnesses did not match the descriptive identity of Daniel Owusu Kranti. So, three things here. Police failed to gather enough evidence. When they pinged his phone and placed him in the vicinity of the crime before, during, and after, it's not sufficient.
Yeah, not sufficient.
A sketch that was generated by the police doesn't match. So,
so you ask yourself, so why was the gentleman detained? Why has he been harassed all this while? I mean, clearly, these are worrying things. And I think that it's an issue of our investigators either playing with us or not being sincere with investigations. And that for me is most worrying. And I think that the Minister of Interior and all those responsible for justice delivery must begin to question our security agencies.
Very well, very well. Let's say good morning to counsel. Victor Kodjogada Udu is here.
Okay.
Good morning.
He's a lawyer, so I'm able to speak more to some of these issues.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're looking at the issue of Ahmed Suale's case and the discontinuation of same, the discharge of the suspect in the Daniel Owusu Kranti. And some of the issues, as I mentioned, the advice of the AG for the discontinuation of the case, the pinging of his phone number that places him in the vicinity of the crime before, during, and after, not sufficient enough. They say if like a sketch generated by the police, also not enough. And then the AG also cites the police failure to generate enough evidence to prosecute this particular individual. But the biggest challenge here is that the case has been traveling some 6 years now. Just one suspect has been facing the courts over the period. Now this suspect has been discharged. Do we throw our arms in despair and cry and wail and say that there's no justice for the deceased?
Good morning. I think that, let me first of all educate the public reasons why the Attorney General has that power of nulli prosequi or to discharge people. Then we can come to the Ahmed Suale, because Ahmed Suale's killing is an indictment and a blot on the conscience of the country, Ghana. Because this is a crime that shook the foundation of this nation. This was a member of parliament, and very high-ranking people have given snippets of information as to their knowledge as to what had happened. And it tells you...
No, Ahmed Suale was a journalist.
He was a journalist.
Yeah.
And then...
MP.
Yes. No, the man who was killed was an MP.
No,
sorry.
That's JB Danka.
Ahmed Suale.
That's JB Danka.
Now, with Ahmed Suale, right? And it was fortunate or unfortunate that in this very particular situation, Kennedy Ajapong gave a clue that he had knowledge about what had happened. Did the police interview him? Did they take any clue? You see, when the Attorney General is to file nulli prosequi, there are reasons why he would do that.
True.
When a crime happens, they want to find out what was the modus operandi. What did they do? You know, I always say crime is not necessarily to be punished. The overriding objective for sending somebody in a criminal matter is for the person to be punished for the offense committed against the state. But it's not all that the agencies or the Attorney General will want to punish such a person. They will also want to use that person to teach them, to find the loopholes. What was the modus operandi that they used, so that in the subsequent criminal enterprises that people will want to do, they block those loopholes.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to this like financial crime in the bank, what are the things they do? So you hear that maybe Attorney General, after they have taken the person, will file a nulli prosequi and says that. A nulli prosequi just means that I'm no more interested as the state, I'm no more interested in the matter. Now, reasons why it will also be done, as he said, is that the evidence that has been brought cannot convict.
Indeed.
You cannot convict with such an evidence. That means that you go to court and you will be doing a shabby job. That will bring your competence into question. Right? So to sometimes avoid that once you go, you just lose your case, and everybody thinks that you don't have competence, you don't have knowledge, and you don't have grips over what you are doing. Two, when this is also done, as I said, we have to also look at maybe gathering of the evidence, the processes by which it was done. So now you want to go back, I'll come to the sketch, you want to go back and see what was the pieces of evidence that was glossed over. So that becomes part of issues that the next time you are training your investigators and others, you would have to make sure you do. I commend the Attorney General in the sense that sometimes when issue comes and it is an issue that will polarize, or we have political undertones, when we find political elements within the matter and we polarize the matter, there is some pressure on the investigators to be able to trump charges. Okay. When they know very well, maybe they have told their superiors that this is what we are finding. But their superiors are like, there's pressure on us. So far as there's pressure on us, let's push it through. Let's push it through. So most of the cases, I can tell you, the investigators, they know, especially the subordinates, they know the truth. But when they tell their superiors, for them to look good within the books of the authorities, they go and present a different version. It takes courage in this matter to come and say that, looking at the evidence, I don't think we can convict. What we can do is, let's discharge. Go back and do some investigation and look at what has been glossed over. Once the man has been discharged, we are not being told that he's been acquitted because they haven't gone into the matter. It means that if they find evidence in this matter which links him, he can be brought back to.
There are two suspects on the run.
Yes.
And he was accused of abetting them.
Abetting them.
Right.
So if they get the facts which the nexus connects him, they can always bring him back. And for me, some of the investigations is armchair investigations that is done. They put pressure on the person, just say this, and sometimes they tell the suspect and the accused will just admit that I have done this, I will speak to the judge, or the system will speak to the judge and the judge. And most of the suspects, when they go and they admit, they think that because they promise, yes, we are guilty, or they go through the process expecting that maybe some deal has been cut between them and he'll be given some minimal. It never happens. And, I don't see how an investigator and the people will be able to go and see a judge and so, can we do it A, B, C, D? For me, it tells you that the system by way we go, investigation, we must improve on it. And some, they come and, you will see that it's a lie. But because sometimes they are coming from the state, the judge sitting down, when the judge is not so strong, an activist who would say, no, until I see snippets of this evidence, I will not convict the person. I'll be bold. Because the system is that now promotion and everything to the top or be elevated is also being linked to politics.
True.
Politics, who is your godfather.
Yeah.
Right? So to even take decisions sometimes, you will see, I see some judgments, you just see they are dancing around the issue, sketching around the issue. And then they bring some conclusion. You see, this matter reminds me of the treason case. The treason case.
Yeah.
I tell you that, look, what happened in that case, the evidence, right? And the hostile manner in which that case was done. Look, you just point the things out. Somebody, the key person who says that they did the drawing with the people, and they instructed him, and he wrote the names. Parliament, the sketch. You ask him in court, okay, you said you did it, you wrote the name. Okay, take a paper.
Rewrite.
Spell Parliament. He can't even spell. He can't even spell. Spell Obechebi Lamte. Circle. Spell police headquarters.
The same person who claims to have done that thing is unable to reproduce it.
At the end of the day.
Maybe he suffered dementia after the first part.
What? At the end of the day, that man was promoted and taken out.
Wow.
So it tells you the whole system has to be looked again. And I commend the Attorney General that he's been bold to come and say that we will not convict somebody when we look at the evidence, that the evidence will not go down. I think we need to go back and look at some of the things that at least the superiors, when the young ones tell them the truth. I've been practicing for almost 20 years. And I've done criminal matters. And the young ones tell the superiors. But the superiors are like, no, the system will not be happy if we let this person go. Look at the whole hue and cry when it came to Ahmed Suale's death. So at the end of the day, so somebody we have put in for all these years, the maltreatment, everything that's gone. But we just thank God that this is where we have come to. You see, I can give you a lot of, look at the Afoko cases. It's just because the system thinks that this is, and you see, if you trace, you connect the dots, connect the dots. Look at what happened in the Jakpa and Dami.
Yeah.
Where the system was trying to coach somebody, right? So that they'll be able to nail somebody. So it tells you that's why I always say, people always think that, oh, I don't have money, especially if you're an accused person. They pick you up. You say, oh, I don't have money, so I won't go for a lawyer. It's not every lawyer who will always say, bring money before I come. The justice of the case would even move the lawyer who has a conscience to come into the matter. I've done several. At the end of the day, you realize that all they would do, excuse my language, the genius will tell the superior, say, a lawyer be a bemo, same way there, lawyer no. Are you getting it? Because they know the truth. But you see at the top, so it gets to a place, it terminates. I think that this alone should speak to our conscience, should speak to the conscience of the investigators, should speak to the conscience of the authorities, that when they are being briefed, they should be able to ask some questions. They go, you know, what they do normally is that they call something reconstruction. When the activity has taken place, they say they go for crime scene. They are now trying to see and ask you, oh, put this one in this place, this place. We believe this is how the sketch. That's where
that
the
is
sketch.
their own assumption.
Their own assumption that this is what happened.
Based on narratives.
Even in, listen, the chasing case, when they went there to a hospital, there was a CCTV camera, right?
Yeah.
But when they realized this, they took it off. I'm telling you, they took it off.
That's evidence tampering.
Yes. Oh, they took it off, kept it. You asked the investigator. He said, oh, we got the camera, but I didn't check. Then we asked him, next time he came, he said, oh, no, it was not that CCTV. It was some case. So where is the CCTV? He can't find it.
So the system has its own design to fight certain individuals.
You see, and that's why sometimes when they finish, I ask, my silent prayer for such people when I see is that I pray that this should happen to your son, it should happen to your family in your lifetime. If you've been able to do this just because you want promotion, because you want to nail somebody, the system will promote you, the system will reward you, then you put an innocent person in there, trump charges. I'm not saying that they are not good investigators. They are even good investigators, and some of them who gets to know that what is being done by their superiors would even give you, the lawyer, the information and say, this one, Master, it's not true. This is not true. Right?
Yeah.
And if you have that tenacity, you can face them, and at the end of the day, you see, it's the investigator who comes into the box. When you ask him the question here and there, you realize that it's a bad case. So, for me, this should be an eye-opener. This should be something we should look at and go back to the drawing board and look at it and give a specimen. Or we should have, when investigators come, look for A, look for B, what is the nexus that connects the person. We should be professionals. We should be professional. I think sometimes some of the people at the top makes things difficult for the younger ones.
Okay.
They make it difficult. And two, because some of the investigators to the system, doesn't have money for them to travel and go and do all this investigation. So they do armchair investigation. They sit down there, they are able to say, oh, I want to help you, you are my friend, I want to help you. They say this one. They write it for you. When they write, you say, oh, you said this. You say, oh, sign. At the end of the day, they come and they say, oh, the man himself confessed. He agreed. And you see, the judge would always look at the first statement you have written and say, you yourself, you admitted.
Yeah.
They bring another subordinate or some who says that I was there and I saw him, he agreed to it. The judge will not change his mind about what has been brought before him.
Yeah.
Because he is going to act on the evidence, your own statement before him. And if he sees there your own statement, that's what you are. And also when you come, they charge you, and you come and say, oh, my lord, I am guilty, with explanation. You explain, you realize that you are guilty. The next thing for him is to convict you. But that might not be it. So I think that, yes, if the system is being reset and we are being bold to speak truth, for authority to speak truth, let us also be bold to speak truth to authority, as it is. And I think that, I just pray that whilst there are still issues they are looking at, because we need to come to the bottom, the logical conclusion of the killing of Ahmed Suale, so that it never happens again. Even if it is the modus, we are able to understand that when it comes to contract killing and all this, people who are involved should be able to come. We get them to speak to us and say, this is the modus, this is what we do. And I know the police sometimes, they use some of these people as informants.
Yeah.
Right? So whilst they use them as informants, and these informants sometimes also tells lies.
Yeah.
And the police won't do investigation properly, so-called, and they rely on these informants. And that's why you find some of these cases.
Right. That he's been discharged, not acquitted.
Yes,
so there's a
acquitted.
possibility of bringing him back into the booth.
Oh, yes.
But in the meantime, what reliefs can he seek if indeed he feels that some rights of his have been trampled upon?
Yeah, you see, that is until maybe it had gone through the process and he's been acquitted. Now, when they say you are acquitted, it means that the court has gone through the matter.
The case has traveled its journey.
It has traveled its full length, and it has been decided on its merit. Now, if it's decided on its merit and you have been expurgated, you understand, or absolved from all the offense and the rest, then you can now sometimes go and seek remedy under the Constitution and say that it has been false. If you have evidence that what was done was falseful, it was malicious, or I had some issue with one of the officers or somebody, a complainer who came and trumped everything and they put it on me, then the Constitution says that once the court look into it, you can be given compensation. I think it's the case where the young man, the teacher, where the girl came, the girl said he was the one who impregnated her. Apparently, when they gave birth, they did NDA of everything, a DNA. They realized that it was not the gentleman. So you saw in that case, that was where they went to the court using the Constitution for some compensation.
Very well.
Right.
Very well. Kwesi Botwe Jr. is an aide to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. He's been generous enough to join us this morning. Kwesi, good morning.
Kwesi Botwe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Junior.
Reborn. Not connected to the Kwesi Botwe, you know.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Let's pick your thoughts on the
He doesn't want to wear that big shoe.
Well, it is indeed a big shoe. A very big shoe. A very big shoe.
Too huge for him.
Indeed. Brief thoughts on the discontinuation of the case involving Kwesi Cranting, Daniel Cranting, as a suspect in the Ahmed Suale murder case.
Thank you very much, and good morning. Good morning to seniors. I think that one thing that we all have to do together is to safeguard and protect our judiciary. We have to be able to maintain the confidence, Ghanaians have in our judicial system. and our criminal jurisprudence. We shouldn't, and we should be very careful of not creating a situation that usually when matters, regarding or high-profile matters go to court, the next thing is for the AG to file a nolle prosequi. It's becoming like a constant
think that's a trend?
Exactly, yeah. It looks like it's becoming a trend now that anytime there is a change in government, the government of the day would want to, file nolle prosequi, especially within the first year of the administration of the government. I think that we should be very careful not to continue on this trend. Because when I was coming, I was listening to Engineer. Engineer made a very profound statement that the very day Ghanaians lose the confidence they have in our criminal jurisprudence or our judiciary, that is where mob actions will start. That is where people would feel that they can no longer count on the court system for justice, and so they would want to administer justice themselves. And so we have to be very mindful of this trend, because we all know what happened to Ahmed Suale. This country, was in the news, international news, for bad reasons. Ahmed Suale is an internationally recognized journalist. He's somebody who, used to work with Tiger IPI, and we all know the work Tiger IPI does. Yeah. And so the death of Ahmed Suale is still a stain on, the reputation of this republic.
True.
And so if this news should travel to the international media that the government or the AG has filed a nolle prosequi because the AG feels the investigations were incomplete and was, shoddily handled, I think that is a big stain on our reputation as a country.
But it's not an end to the case itself.
Yes,
it's an end to the case involving the Daniel Cranton, the suspect.
Yes.
But even so, he's only been discharged and not acquitted.
Yes, but if you look at the reasons for the discharge, they are very serious reasons. For a case to travel for 6 years and suddenly for us to be told that the investigations were not properly done, because these are fundamental issues that every prosecutor should assess before proceeding to court. Because if you look at the criminal threshold, it's a higher burden of proving the guilt of the accused person beyond reasonable doubt. And so if you're a prosecutor and even the sketch does not look like the person you are prosecuting, that should be the first red flag for you. That this sketch I have and the person I'm seeing, the pictures does not match the person. And so you shouldn't have even initiated charges against the person in the first place. You see, all these checklists should have been met. But we travel the case down the line, spend money. I think it's a waste of judicial resources, because prosecutors would have to go to court, file documents, disclosures, go through the process for 6 years. And today we are told the investigators didn't do their job properly. I think that for the first time, the investigators, have to be, sanctioned. It has to be a sanction for the investigator. It cannot be business as usual to serve as a deterrent to other investigators who also cook up evidence, quote and unquote, to the prosecutors. Because the prosecutor doesn't engage in investigation. All the prosecutor does is to assess the evidence that has been adduced by the investigators and then know the necessary charges to profess against the accused persons. Because, again, to stand on Engineer's point, Engineer made a point that, because the state is perceived to have the resources to undertake criminal prosecutions, usually the law is in such a way that it protects the accused person more. Because if you look at the rights that the accused person, accused persons have a lot of rights under our criminal jurisprudence. And so to secure the conviction, it is very easy to initiate prosecutions against people, but it is very difficult to meet the burden of proof and to secure conviction against the accused persons. And so I think that sometimes we should tread cautiously. It shouldn't be the case that anytime the public asks for prosecutions, then the state must rush to initiate prosecutions.
There should be thorough
investigations. It shouldn't be a half-baked job. So I think that the AG must come clear to, you know, give the good people of this country some assurance, to let the good people of this country know that it's not going to be business as usual, and that some sanctions are going to be taken against the investigators for misleading the prosecutor. Because I am not sure that a prosecutor, knowing very well right from the onset that the pictures he has does not match the accused person, and that the investigations were incomplete.
We're told of a sketch, but quickly let me find out from counsel. We don't know if it's a sketch of the suspect or a sketch of a scenario, a possible scenario.
You see, normally what they do is that they go to the crime scene and then reconstruct, do a sketch as like a simulation.
Right.
And see what is their suspicion, what was done. There, sometimes, if they can find some fingerprints, so they take you. Right. But the action has happened long time.
Exactly.
Then now they come and ask you, the suspect, so what was this? What happened here? That's what they do. But I just wanted to raise a small point in. You see, for every charge to be preferred, and before a prosecutor goes to court, it is the top hierarchy that looks at the charge. They look at the evidence. Right? The prosecutor is a junior ranking. They may have a team. But it's a junior. You've been given instruction. They themselves have seen that this thing is going to be difficult. But your superior is saying that you go to court with it. You go to court with it just to satisfy the masses that we are in court with this. If the person is acquitted, at the end of the day, we say it is the court who acquitted the person.
So you absolve yourself.
That is the problem that the people at the top knows. The investigators may do and tell you the truth, but you look at it, and because of the pressure coming from society, are you getting it? Then they say we'll go to court. Sometimes I always say, listen, when society may look at some document and say, oh, this is evidence, with this evidence, we finish the matter. Everything, he has to be in jail within the next 3 months. But with the legal eye, when you look at that evidence, you realize that, no, this is not the kind of evidence that will convict. So that is the issue that we have.
And so I think that, in fact, I think the sketch you asked about is the sketch of the accused person, because
the suspect,
sorry, because you remember when the incident happened, the police called on the people within the enclave to, you know, draw. We saw some pictures on social media, if you recall. People were trying to actually link it to other people. That, hey, this picture looks like somebody I know, I know that. So I think it's the sketch of the suspect. Accused, and so all what I'm saying is that before we prefer charges against persons who we perceive have committed, you know, crimes against the Republic, let's take our time. Let's go through a thorough process. Let's not be in the rush to, you know, play to the gallery or to satisfy the pleasure of the citizens. Let's take our time. Because let's also have at the back of our minds that this is the right of a person we are joking with. A lot of people, I think, a lot of people are in jail for wrong reasons.
True.
Yeah, I think that, like counsel mentioned, people, you know, get issues and they tell you, if I go for a lawyer, the lawyer will charge money, and so I'll not go for a lawyer. And at the end of the day, the prosecution will find their way out and you are convicted. A lot of people are in jail, you know, a lot of innocent people are in jail. And so I think that the prosecution, they have a duty to the state, they have the duty to the citizens to do the right thing. Not to cook evidence against somebody, not to manufacture evidence. But counsel said something that I would want to rebut. He mentioned that in the Jackpot case, the system tried to, you know, connive with the accused person to secure conviction on the last sort. I had
like Attorney General.
The Attorney General. But you know, this very Jackpot issue, the video or the audio was played in court a couple of times, and the court didn't find any merit in the audio to, you know, punish the agent.
It's currently being looked into. There's a petition at the CID.
And so for counsel to make such a categorical statement, I think it's unfair to the former AG. You know, counsel is also in the profession. We are in the profession, and so it's unfair to the former AG for counsel.
I don't think I was judgmental. I don't think I was judgmental.
Anyway, that's fine. But
I just said that I was connecting some dots just to show that sometimes this is what
happens.
Okay. But in this scenario, we don't know for a fact that happened.
No.
System or the AG was trying to.
If you think that in my estimation that I've been judgmental, I think I'm sorry. I will never be judgmental. My practice is
questions. The show is very interactive, so send us your thoughts, your comments, and your contributions. We'll take a break here. When we come, we'll read some of your messages, and then we'll move on to other issues. This is Breakfast Daily. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Verna is clean, fresh and safe. I'm holding my Verna bottle. No plastic seal, no worries. Open and hear the sound like that sound means it's fresh, no trick. No plastic seal, but it's still pure. Cool and clean, you can be sure. Verna leads the brighter way. What takes my doubt away? If it clicks, it's Verna. If it clicks, it's clean. Sip it, feel the difference. Verna water, pure and green. Click, open, sip. Click, open, sip. Chalet Verna. No stress, just sip. Stress, just sip.
This advert is FDA approved.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial *759#. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you coffee be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame! Send your God up boom! If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Hey! Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial *712#. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
All right, you're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. A few of your messages have come in. We'd like for others to also send theirs in. I'll take a few of them. This one says, good morning. I am Okain from Bantama in the Senate West District. The NDC communicators have forgotten about Dr. Stephen Opuni's Cocoa Board case. Collins Dowda Saglemi Affordable Housing Project case. Dr. Atuforsen and Richard Jakpa 2.37 million euros ambulance procurement case. Samuel Ofosuampofu leaked tape etc. But that were all acquitted and discharged by the Attorney General. So in terms of high-profile prosecution, it was MPP government who started, but it didn't end up well. Honorable Kennedy Japan, seen as a strong candidate to lead the Elephant Party. Just get connected. Okay. We'll see about that. This one says, good morning, Nana. Ghanaians enjoy mediocrity and our legal system or justice delivery seems to help or boost it. Our security system is as well in need of growth and deliberate intention to develop to the point where crime becomes unpopular. We're joking and the system is weak and we are all in for a long ride if care is not taken. We will suffer dearly from this attitude. Aminu from Nsawam says, if a prominent figure like Ahmed Suale can be murdered without justice being served, what hope is there for ordinary citizens who lack influence and a voice in our society? Let's be honest with ourselves. The safety and security of all citizens should be our top priority. We must strive for a fair and just system that protects everyone, regardless of their status or position. I am a strong MPP affiliated, but tell the NDC lawyer in your studio, I admire him so much. Okay. Good morning, Nana. Can you retain the panelists for today for every day? They are dealing with the very important issues to the best of their abilities, not getting political and dirty with their submissions. Biggest respect to Engineer. He has maintained a good record as far as neutrality is concerned. Enjoying today's conversations. This is HE. Also, what? I don't know if it's a male or female, but HE is supposed to be His Excellency or Her Excellency. His Excellency Darling from East Legon. A lot of people don't have trust in our judiciary system. Similar murder cases have taken place until today. Nobody has been found unpunished. That's Ahmed from Nima. This one says, good morning, Channel 1 TV. I am Francis from Upper East Region, Bongo. Nana, please, our leaders are not helping the country. All right, so that's it on the Ahmed Suale issue. Let's move on to the issue of the deal with the United States of America on receiving deportees. So this Ghana-US deportee deal. If activists or if like a group, Democracy Hub, has sued the government over this particular deal. Prior to receiving these deportees, we also heard the minority raise certain issues, concerns. The underlying matter is that the government should have, if like gone to Parliament for ratification before the implementation of this deal. Council, I'll start off with you. What does it look like from a legal point of view?
Nana, it makes it a little bit difficult for me to discuss this matter. Not that I won't, I'll say a little introduction thing about it, but because the matter is in court, and I'll be seen as a senior lawyer, right, who comes to on radio, and whilst the matter is pending in court, I'll be discussing it. Right. I don't think it will be fair on myself and fair when my senior colleagues will come and now be pointing their hands into my face. And so you should know better. Right. But the whole issue, I think, is about that there has been an arrangement between Ghana and the US. You know, sometimes diplomacy is a difficult thing. It's an animal that sometimes can become unruly, in the sense that when it comes to diplomacy, it is about give and take, right? What can you give? What can I take? It's like more of like a barter system. So that's where Harris Kissinger came in with the shuttle diplomacy. Yes. Right? So this is one of the cases that had come up. Now, when there is an agreement or a treaty, it is, our law says that that law should be made part of the municipal law. That is that it should be incorporated, they are agreed, which the Constitution provides for. However, there are different methods of how ratification can be done. It can be done by the whole House, can be done by some committee or other people. There is a way that they go about it, so that it's not every agreement that comes that you find the whole Parliament sitting to look at it. Right. But I think that that's what they are saying, that for them, they think that that agreement should definitely come to Parliament. I will wait. This is my only comment I can make, that I don't go in there for and against, that at the end of the day, my ethics will find me at the wrong side, and they will say I've been judgmental in this, whilst the matter is pending. I know they won't forgive me, especially the judge, knowing me as a senior lawyer and doing this, they may forgive the younger ones. So please pardon me if what I have said on this matter should suffice. I'm sure that engineer and the rest can take it.
Very well, very well. Engineer, let me pick your thoughts on this.
We cannot be sanctioned by the judge.
Oh, you can be sanctioned, but you see, so the question is that you don't go into the merits of the case. Matter.
Right,
yes.
Right. But I'm just trying to throw this one in there because there's history to follow. Remember the Gitmo 2?
Yeah.
Yes, and there was a ruling thereof.
Yeah.
And so you have agreements, treaties, and if you like, and the likes thereof being referred to Parliament for ratification before implementation.
You see, the funny or interesting thing here is that it all comes down to the issue of governance and how we as a people see the political class. When you're in opposition, you say this.
Right.
When you're in government, you say, oh, the thing is not as blue as I thought it was. And I think that it affects the integrity of the whole society when they see politicians behave in that manner. Because you are teaching children who are growing up. The children have possibly somebody in his house who is a lawyer. Cases come up, he shows his children, this is how the judges ruled. This was the case and this is how they ruled. And these are the case histories. Then the child is growing up and sees a similar case come up, and the people who said this was this are now turning around and say this is not it. And what are we telling that child? Integrity doesn't matter.
Right.
So for me, we must look at the larger society when we are governing as politicians, because there are certain messages, things that are not taught in class. But the society learns it by the behavior of the people in government.
Right.
And that is the worrying thing for me. Consistency in the way we behave. When we say a presidential jet is not good, and we come into power and say, oh, it is good.
Right.
Inconsistency.
In opposition,
it was good.
But when we come to power,
it is not good. These are things that are worrying. And the politicians tend to laugh over it. But what they don't realize is that we are creating a certain society that does not trust anybody. So that everyone is looking at the other and say, oh, I know you are lying, but that's normal. Let's get on with it. That is where Ghana as a country itself cannot make progress. Because we are beginning to accept bad behavior as a way of life. And I think this is what our politicians should begin to look at. And we must look at Ghana as a sovereign state. So even in our negotiations, if we think that, look, this is not going to set with us, it's not consistent with what we think, or it is not going to send a good message, let's come back to the public and say, look, we might say diplomacy, yes, but let's go out to the public and say, look, this is what we are confronted with. And we are negotiating so that we can make the best of it as a country as well. So what can we do? You put it to the public. I mean, just inform the public, keep the public informed. But when things get done and we find inconsistencies and things like that, it doesn't help with the developing a society that is disciplined, that respects, and a society that thinks that integrity is important.
A clear example of the inconsistencies is what was said by the president and what was said by his foreign affairs minister. The president in that encounter mentioned an agreement.
Exactly.
He was clear. He mentioned agreement.
But
then the foreign affairs minister on the same channel said MOU.
I mean, you see, again, it's about semantics. It's semantics. Exactly. They are all semantics. They are all semantics. All of them are signed. And if you sign something, it is an agreement. And MOU, sometimes you may say, is not enforceable beyond a certain point. But it's an agreement. And once they are sovereign states relating to each other, I mean, the people of each country must see that we are being respected in this matter. But when others think that, oh, we are not being respected, because subsequently there have been comments from the US on this whole MOU as well. And these days with Twitter and all the social handles, everything is out there. And I mean, people are saying, but this is not what we agreed with Ghana. Why is Ghana behaving like this? Why is Ghana doing this? And then you start wondering, what are the politicians leading us doing? So for me, it's important that in building a society where people can believe in their leaders, we begin to look at these things not just as legal matters. We must look at them as what kind of society are we building? Are we building a society where we have trust, where there's freedom, there's justice? There are all those values that we uphold. or we just think that everything goes. For me, those are the things that we need to look at in this issue.
Because I'm sure you also want to stay clear of the merits and demerits.
Yes,
but,
yes, like
brief comments.
Like senior counsel has laid the foundation. This is a trap he has set but I think that you see the case of Margaret Balfour versus AG settles this matter. And I think that Democracy Hub should have only, sought for an enforcement sort of Article 75. Because if you read the case of Margaret Balfour, the Supreme Court extensively dealt with the provisions of Article 75. In fact, to clarify that, the context of Article 75, treaties mean agreements, conventions of any format, in fact. So an MOU, we all know that is a kind of agreement. And so
it was actually captured in the broader definition of an agreement.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact,
the ruling was clear.
The Supreme Court was emphatic that an agreement in any format, whether formal or informal, so far as it's an agreement between Ghana and any international organization, it has to go to Parliament for ratification. And so the argument by the Foreign Affairs Minister, in my humble opinion, I think is a disregard for the ruling of the Supreme Court, disregard for Parliament, of which he is a member of. And so I think being a member of Parliament, some of these things, they are the same people who, always preach about safeguarding the integrity and the authority of Parliament. And so they shouldn't try to undermine Parliament with some of these things, trying to bulldoze their way through and to get certain things done. And so I think that, like Engineer also said, this has to do with is a governance issue. We all have to admit and understand that if Ghana is entering into any agreement or treaty or whatsoever with any international organization, the law is that it has to go to Parliament for ratification. Let us not try to, massage the requirements of the law. And it is for good reason why it has to go to Parliament, for Parliament to also have a look at whatever agreement Ghana is entering into. And so I would end here, and once Senior, has laid the foundation and has set the trap for me, which I've fallen into the trap, I'll end here. Because if I should go into the merit and demerit of the matter, I will not have any defense. Because Senior has already questioned me. He has questioned you. So, to be for matter for the Supreme Court to, handle the matter. But I think it's a straightforward matter. The case of Margaret Balfour deals with the matter.
And the court is likely to look at substance or form.
Yes.
I mean, the constitutional requirement for ratification cannot be circumvented by calling it something else.
Absolutely, because if we look at the reliefs being sought by Democracy, however, 26 of them, all the reliefs were dealt with, in the Margaret Balfour matter. All the reliefs, all 26 of them. And so a careful read of the case, I'm sure if, my senior colleague Oliver had gone through Margaret Balfour, he would have realized that the Supreme Court had dealt with all his reliefs in the past. So we'll leave the matter here to see what the Supreme Court does about it.
I only caution you, Kwesi, is that, you see, these days, the judgments that come from our superior courts, you cannot be certain.
Right.
You cannot be certain that because it happened, the circumstances, the same people, and the Constitution gives power to the Supreme Court to depart anytime. They can make the decision this morning, in the afternoon they've changed it based on reasons. So it makes it a bit difficult when you are even giving an opinion. You say based on A, B, C, D, this is how I think, based on other circumstances, it might go this way. Because it has not been certain for some time. And like he said, governance is a very difficult thing. You get in there, you are confronted with the challenge, then you realize that when I was outside, I was an observer.
You said a lot of things you shouldn't have said.
I said things that I shouldn't have even said. You get in there and you realize that, oh no, this is it. But the only thing we lack as leaders, some leaders, I'll not say every leader, most leaders we lack, is to come back and say that, look, no, this is what I said. But when I got there,
reality.
So I always tell people that don't just be judgmental. Somebody has taken a decision. If he has taken a decision, what was the information that he was privy to at the time he was there, and the law gives him power to take that decision? What were the information that he was privy to?
Right.
On hindsight, what would it have been? So that's why I don't like to judge people, but I want to find what were the circumstances. But he talked about the conscience. So we should be able, when we say something, and at the end of the day, we see that it is contradictory, it's not like that, we should be able to come and say, yes, I'm sorry, this is what I said, this is how I thought, this was the information I had, and maybe the information I had when I opined that was incomplete, right? Because, but we don't know that. And our conscience as society, that's sometimes my pain. All of us here, Sundays we go to church.
Yeah.
The pulpits, they preach. The Muslims go to mosque, right? But we come. Integrity, what we are teaching our children. They imitate us. Children learn by imitation.
True.
Right? They learn by imitation. So what are we doing? So it's like politics without principle. Politics without honesty. So if you are not found that, you can't always wriggle your way through and say, I'm smart. So now that's a new euphemism we use for dishonesty. Oh, this guy is a smart guy. Right? That means euphemism we use for...
It's just being dishonest.
So what does our conscience tell us as a society? So that's where I think that we should remember what we are doing. Our children are seeing, and they will emulate the same.
Right. Right. Engineer, let me just pick your thoughts on this. I mean, away from the court suit and all, the deal itself, is it important to make it public?
You see, when we have all manner of rules which require transparency in governance. So when you are governing people, transparency is largely... There are issues of national security which you cannot divulge, but clearly the people must see that you are being honest. You see, for instance, like a lawyer said, assuming you went there and said that, the basis of my criticism are wrong, and therefore I have come upon new evidence, and therefore I'm sorry for what I said. Yes, but if that becomes a way that people can get around being dishonest, that is also dangerous. So the question I also ask then is, what happens to people who deliberately violate laws? For instance, assuming the court ruled in favor of Democracy Hub, what then happens? Does the minister just walk away? Or is there punishment for him?
Or even what happens to those we have received in the first place?
So I think that we need to be clear. There must be deterrence. So that when people know that, hey, if I do this, this is punishment, they must be there. And this will begin with the president. Assuming there's a ruling and the president can hold the minister, he must fire the minister. You see, because then the minister knows that, hey, in dealings, I need to be honest. But if we don't do things like this, then clearly everybody can go there and say, I thought it was blue, but it's no longer blue. But I'm sorry, I saw it this way. And move on. But clearly that is also dishonest behavior. But he's found a way of getting around it so that he can be more acceptable to society. But I think that we must begin to look at issues of punishment and discipline so that people, the larger society realizes that, no, if you go there and misbehave, you will be dealt with. Other than that, people get away with it.
Council, you seem not to agree with that.
You see, yes, what he has said, that is the ideal.
Right.
That's what has to be done. But you see, if you look at the lawmaking, our constitution, my brother is here. You see, sometimes when things go wrong, they only tell you it's unconstitutional. And if it's unconstitutional, it means that it's unlawful. But the constitution doesn't add any punishment. I give a
political. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying that. Look, sometimes
like the code of conduct, the president
our expectation. I give an example, like those days, the election petition. They say presiding officers have to sign. They didn't sign. Then it was like annul all the results because it was not signed, right? And the court said no. The people have done their work. It is the man who has to sign who didn't sign. So what is his punishment? The Constitution says that you should be declared unconstitutional. So,
But that does spell out
you see, but
punishment.
the law has not spelled out that if you're a presiding officer and you didn't,
You should be punished.
You should be punished. I'm just likening to people's expectation. Sometimes say, this is not right. It's unlawful. But once the law has not defined something as an offense, it makes it difficult to be punished.
Right.
But the other alternative that happens when it comes to the maybe political and the moral conscience to be able to speak to you and say, oh, A, B, C, D have not been.
But I also get this.
I get your point.
Administrative things.
But administrative even still is part of the law.
Yeah, but the EC has clearly spelled out rules for its officials.
Yes.
And if you don't respect, you must be dealt with.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So the court has ruled in its own position. It's done a rule. But when we come back to the office as EC, administratively, we ask that all officers of the EC must sign. So if you have failed to sign, you will be dealt with.
You realize that the first question we have to ask ourselves is, when we go to the Supreme Court, what do we ask for? What we ask for is interpretation of the law. So the interpretation suggests that the person who committed the blunder, did not know that it was wrong. So you are in court to seek for interpretation and an understanding of the law. And so if the court, gives the understanding of the law and interprets the law that this is the way the law should go, you cannot punish the person for
not understanding the law.
Absolutely not understanding.
When it was in black and white.
But we don't the law. It's not
interpretation.
So I know it, but I do not understand it.
Absolutely. It's an interpretation of the law.
It's a difficult thing that sometimes. Because I try to find out that maybe this person who is the minister or the leader there is a lawyer. He should be able to understand this. But you pretend he doesn't understand, he doesn't know. And will opine that do the wrong thing. I'm just giving an example. Maybe everybody knows that if it's an international contract, it has to go to Parliament for this thing. But the person says that, no, forget about that.
This one is an MOU contract.
Don't forget about the Parliament thing. But he knows, right? And the directors, everybody knows it has to be. So let's go ahead. Let's sign it. No, let's sign it.
Let's sign it.
When you do it, now it gets to a point, then the person doing it say, the court has said you should always go to court. The director said, oh, don't mind, don't worry. We'll go ahead. Then at the end of the day, that's where you see that issues come. Then we have, if you go to court, you lose. So what will we do? Let's go to arbitration and go to then the judgment there. So sometimes I ask that, so these people, didn't they see the pitfalls? But they pushed it through.
And that's the one I'm against.
At the point of the judgment, that is where sanctions can be, because when you cause financial loss to the state, it's a criminal offense against the republic. And so if the government wants to sanction you, they can, prefer charges against you.
The actually says willfully
causing financial loss to the So that comes to what Senior said about knowing very well that this is the procedure you have to use. And you disregard the procedure, it goes through, and there's a problem, and the country has to pay millions of dollars to people for no work done. That you have to be punished. That you have to be punished.
On the matter of making the agreement transparent or public, we know that, not all these bilateral agreements or international treaties can be put out there. But I believe it's coming on the back of reports that a Salvadorian, this Kilma Abrego Garcia, was almost deported to Ghana. So where do you stand on this?
I think that, you see, the fact that something goes to Parliament doesn't necessarily mean it will be a matter of public discussion. Parliament have committees, and so based on the kind of agreement, they can refer it to maybe a joint committee of foreign affairs and defense and interior, just to look at it, in conclave and to determine, and also to give their suggestions to the foreign affairs ministry. And so I think that Parliament, being the people's representatives, they have every right to, know whatever treaty that this government, because I also think that the provision of Article 75 is also to serve as a check on the executive, for the legislature to check on the executive to ensure that the executive does not abuse its international relations powers to enter into all manner and kind of international treaties and agreements that may have, consequences on our nation. And so I think that we should just, embrace some of these provisions and not to bulldoze our way through. It may not necessarily go to the plenary of Parliament, but at the committee levels, They can actually look at it. And the interesting thing is that now the ruling government has an overwhelming majority in the House. And so you go to some of the committees, the minority MPs are just three. And so their opinions may not even matter. So some of these things, just go through the process to avoid all these, backlash. And because all these things goes to hurt the government at the end of the day.
Indeed.
Because the ordinary people feel because the government has, kind of absolute power, they want to bulldoze there. Because for me, I think this conversation we are having could have been avoided.
Indeed.
Avoided. Indeed. So I think the minister should know better because Okujeto is a pro, legislator, so he should have known better and not to hide under the guise of.
He shadowed the ministry till the time he became
absolutely. He's hiding behind MOU agreement. I don't think it's a really, good argument.
Because let's zoom into your camp. I don't know why you are here in Accra.
Okay.
When the team is out there campaigning, let's do MPP politics.
Right.
Dr. Bawumia has begun the 275 constituency store. Right. So where are we now?
In fact, the first answer to your question is that I'm in Accra to answer to your questions because I know you have questions about the tour, and so if I'm on the tour, network issues, I may not be able to answer your questions. And so Dr. Bawumia is beginning his tour this morning. They are currently in the Bono East region. He's starting from the Sene East constituency. He will later do the Sene West constituency and end at Atebubu Amanteng. Prior to that, he started engaging constituency executives, former executives, former appointees, members of parliament, PCs in the 4 big regions, Greater Accra, Ashanti, Eastern and Central. He's finished with that. Now he's going into the constituencies. Our polling station executives forms the larger proportion of our delegate system. They are about 98% of the entire delegates.
Oh, wow.
So yes, and so the chunk of the votes are in the constituencies. Indeed. And so he will be touring all 276 constituencies. We are about 107 days into 31st January. And so in the next 96 or 98 days, he will be on the ground engaging with the delegates. In fact, the delegates, they already know Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because he's been part of our last 5 consecutive electoral, journey of our party. In 2008, he was our running mate. 2012, our running mate. We went to court. Council was in court. You and I were not there. Council admits how Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia demonstrated. Absolutely. For that point, I know Council admits demonstrated, to show that indeed the MPP won the 2012 elections. In 2016, he was our running mate. Organizing lectures here and there, putting the government on its feet. We won in 2016. He became a vice president. We all know that the role of the vice president is coterminous to the role of a deputy CEO, a vice chairperson of an agency, a deputy youth organizer. You do not have real power. In fact, the constitution is clear that the vice president may perform duties as may be assigned to him by the president. And so if you have a president who can do everything, you the vice president, technically all you have to do is to be chairman of police council, fire service, prison council, and even with that, any decision the council takes comes to the president. So the president can decide to disagree with the decision of the council.
The commander-in-chief.
Absolutely. And so the vice president technically does not have any real power. However, all, duties or tasks that were given to the vice president, we all know that he distinguished himself well with the digitization drive and all that. And so I am very confident.
The economic management team.
I am very confident. We all know that it's an advisory, committee, and that they also do not have any real power.
Right.
But all tasks that were given to him specifically to perform, he delivered excellently. I am confident, and I'm clear in my mind that the delegates would vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia come 31st January because of certain character traits that he possesses. We all know that currently in Ghana, if you want 3 politicians who are very popular, it is the sitting president, the former vice president, and maybe the former president. If you ask me, because
that's your top 3 most popular politicians.
Top 3 most popular politicians, because day in, day out, we are discussing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we are discussing President Mahama, or we are discussing President Akufo-Addo. For me, and President Mahama, we know is not contesting again. This is his last term, and so after President Mahama, it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who the good people of this country know. In fact, the NPP would have an advantage if we present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because the NDC are going to go through the struggles that we are going through now. In fact, theirs is going to be chaotic. Now we see Asiedu, Ketia, Julius. I don't know if council may want to contest as well, because I've not seen any lawyer in the race yet. So if council may want to contest, I'll volunteer to campaign for council. Because he will be a fine flag bearer for the party, actually.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And so.
I'm not yet there.
And so I think that the NPP would have a clear advantage if we present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because the good people of this country know him. He's toured this country no less than 5 times. In fact, there are aspirants in the New Patriotic Party who have not even entered some regions before. But in 2008, as running mate, he toured the whole country. 2012, he toured the whole through to 2024 as presidential candidate, where he toured the whole country. In fact, as presidential aspirant now, he's going to tour the whole country. And so at every corner of this country, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is known. Now, as I end, you know,
politics is not easy. The man must be tired.
Yes. It hasn't been easy. In fact, since our 2024 electoral defeat, he hasn't been able to rest. He's been on the move always, because with the reorganization of our party, he had to engage the diaspora party, had to engage our party people to let them know. In fact, he started with a thank you tour to thank them and also to apologize to them that as a government, we got a lot of things right. We performed creditably well, but of course we didn't get everything right. There are certain things that we did that we shouldn't have done. In fact, if you look at the report of Professor Okwe, the Asante Regional Report, the Konrad Adenauer report, the CDD report, our very own Musa Dankwa. In fact, my miracle, our just very good friend, Musa Dankwa's post and research all clearly points to the fact that MPP didn't lose because of the candidature, tribe, or religion of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. However, we lost because of certain, inactions of the government. For instance, Ghanaians didn't want e-levy. We bulldozed our way through to get e-levy done. Ghanaians didn't want DDEP. We bulldozed our way through to get DDEP done. Ghanaians were complaining of high cost of living. In fact, 3 days to the general elections, petrol was the prices of petrol and diesel, were increased and all that. Reshuffle, no reshuffle. Ghanaians wanted the finance minister out, Kenofoyata out. The government didn't want the finance minister out. All these things and isolated issues of arrogance of power and other things contributed to our loss. And so the tribe, religion, or ethnicity of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not part of the reasons. In fact, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has set times with our number. And in fact, he's told the leadership of our party that if there is any research to prove that his religion or his tribe or his personality contributed to our loss, he would not contest again. Because he is not selfish to put his personal interest ahead of the party's interest. I think this matter, you should yield council's time to me, because council will not.
Let me briefly take your thoughts on it, but we can only wish you well. Council, briefly, MPP politics.
Oh yeah, you see, we have to be interested in MPP politics because we have 2 dominant parties in Ghana. The others are on the fringes. The reason is that whilst they serve as a check on the ruling government, the ruling government must also be on its toe and see that what are we doing wrong that these people are seeing. But they have been in that position. Now they've become observers. So they can see a lot of things that, and for me, this race is a race that is going to be a referendum on the performance of Nana Akufo-Addo and his leadership at the time and the people who were there. That's what within the NPP itself they are going to do. And I'm sure as they go on the journey, I wish them the best. And issues will come up. Because the things that he said they were going to do, that they were not able to do, and things we have also said we are going to do, is going to be the yardstick that they will measure. The rod, they will measure all of us. So if we see that they said A, B, C, D, they couldn't do it. The arrogance of power, like he said. So it becomes a check on our appointees. And say, listen, we have seen it before. These are the traits. If you are getting this way, leadership might get you off. because the people don't want it. So for me, democracy to thrive, we need them as an opposition. We look at them, what they are saying.
Them to stay in opposition.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We need to let them, so that what? We are learning from their wrongs. We are righting the wrongs that they did.
Yeah.
The people should be happy with us and say, look, continue.
Very
so
well.
we need to learn from them. As they themselves now, they bring. That's why I think that Dr. Baumia is preaching the civility. All is to say that things that we know within should not come out.
Very well. Let me give engineer a few seconds to
Interestingly, council, before engineer comes in quickly,
time is up.
Council admits that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is a civil candidate.
Thank you.
And that he's the best to be the MP.
No, he's not about
For me, I am worried about the trend in our politics. One, because in all of these internal MPP issues, I haven't heard concrete issues about governor. Most of it has been about money. Who has money? Who can do this? Who can do that? And I think that is worrying our politics. Now, if you look at the Fourth Republic and you look at the way our parties have gone, it's all become degenerative. Governance has not improved over the years. It's degenerated. And it's because now politicians see themselves as people who have the right to come in and dispense of public goods and services, rather than serving the people. So you hear people who want to go to, and that is why if you watch, those of you who have watched Tony Montana's film Scarface, he says that the most important thing is to first get the money. When you have the money, get the power. When you have the power, everything else is yours.
Money, power,
now
respect.
you see clearly that that is what is happening in our politics. And clearly that is not in the interest of the nation. And that is what worries me.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been good. Let the conversations continue even after here. You can join us on our socials and, of course, send in your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. Thank you, gentlemen. This has been the News Review segment on Breakfast Daily. The show continues after this.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, he go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial star 759 hash. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the A4 Southern Children's Park and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agro-inputs and processing machinery. All at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not chinampe, na complain there in the sense, why you are share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or hunting no complaints now be bring to the fair no tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story. And we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together. It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society.
Where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope.
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school, so having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you are actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Bonjour tout le monde, vous êtes bienvenus à Breakfast Daily sur Channel 1 TV et je m'appelle Chris Kata.
Je m'appelle Jude Duncan. Oui, oui.
He said oui, oui, I like that.
Yeah. Tu comprends français, bonjour à la viewers,
Oui.
s'il vous plaît, à l'accord.
Anyway, good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. So we're practicing our French. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily. It's a wet morning, and the French will say, c'est un matin très pluvieux, and
it's a wet
morning.
Oh yeah, as in the rain, yeah.
What were you thinking, Jude?
It's a wet rain.
Jude.
Rain. But it's cold.
Very cold.
And you remember, like in August, the weather used to be like very chill and very like cool. Then all of a sudden, the sun just started blazing. Yesterday, for example. So it feels good to go back to the cool weather. Yeah.
But, that also just tells us that, there's issue of climate change happening, because these days we can't really pinpoint what weather or what season it is right now. Is it rainy? Is it the hot? What is it? What is really happening?
In part, I would also say that, I went on a tour with the Information Committee and Communication Committee of Parliament. They have oversight for the Ministry of Communication and Technology, which also, is the mother ministry for the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Chris, you wouldn't believe the kind of equipment and, infrastructure they have in place to monitor weather patterns in the country. Some of the tools they use to measure weather patterns, climate, conditions and all of that predates Kwame Nkrumah's tenure. Yeah, so, if you're using all of these old equipment to check for weather, and think about how far advanced technology is now in terms of some of these things, right? And we are still bent on using pre-colonial equipment to measure weather patterns. Actually, so sometimes I don't really fault them when they don't seem to be
get it right sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think they are doing a good job under the circumstances.
And also because of the internet. Thank God for the internet too. So if you don't trust them, you can also trust them.
so wait. But yeah. I think climate change is real. If you go up north, you see it, in real time, the effect it's having, especially on our farms, so Yes, it's great you highlighted this morning.
Right. Anyway, we want to say thank you for joining us. You can feel free to join us at any conversation that we'll be having by sending in your text messages, your thoughts, and even your heartfelt messages via that WhatsApp number on the screen. Now, let's get straight into it. We'd like to remind you that today is the 15th of October, Hand Washing Day, National Hand Washing Day. And yeah, I think it's important that we wash our hands. Sorry, this is the Global Hand Washing Day.
Yesterday, when we discussed the sanitation, concerns following Ajubi's report, I made mention of that really viral and really, really important advert that was, on our screens way back.
Yeah.
So the woman was pounding fufu, then she went to use the washroom, then she came out from the washroom, then they depicted the germs on her hands with like some purple thing, then she went back to count the fufu with the germs. Then she was ate the fufu with her hands, with the germs still on it. I think that video traumatized a lot of people. You remember that advert?
Like I was in Togo then, but I watched it because in Togo we used to watch them,
Yeah, they had the dance. Fasemina, It was a good one.
No, do you know, because of that ad, I still have a bit of PTSD when I see people enter the bathroom. When they come out, I don't want to shake you because I don't want to wash your hands. No, sometimes I actually randomly tweet, wash your hands after the bathroom.
Yeah.
I just randomly tweet.
COVID was a very painful experience, right? And also very distracting.
Yes.
But along with it also came very important habits that I felt that should have long lived with us going forward.
I think it's
one of it was, the whole idea of very effective, very, common hand washing, it was always in our face.
And the importance of running water.
Exactly.
We need really running water. It's important.
You can't use
still water to
everybody
now wash.
Some chop bag going to everybody's down the thing. You see that? No, some way. So see, COVID was bad, but it brought us some really important lessons, and I think hand washing was one of it. But I think in the last couple of years, we've probably left it behind again.
I think we've just slowed down, but people do it in their homes. I hope.
Yeah. See, honestly, for me, first thing when I get home all the time, I just wash my hands.
Yeah.
First thing, almost instinctively. So it's great that we have days like this to remind us. Yeah,
and it's still the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Remember to always self-examine, go to the hospital.
Have you examined?
I've done the hand one, but I just booked an appointment for a mammogram.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be having the mammogram soon.
When?
It depends on the hospital.
Okay, so they have to give you the appointment
date. Yeah, it's a partnership.
Oh, really? With who?
I always do something for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so I always
take people along.
I always take that opportunity. Well, the last year when I did it, it actually opened the eye of a lot of people to realize that, we all need mammograms. We all need to check ourselves and everything. I just wanted to experience the mammogram for the first time. They were like, oh, no, you need an ultrasound. I'm like, no, I want to experience it. So I did experience all of them. And I think it's something that we need to actually be proactive about, because at the end of the day, it's not only breast cancer. There are different breast diseases that can actually be spotted by having those exams. And now we also have the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and obviously you know that throughout this month we have been given tips of things that you need to know about cybersecurity and protecting yourself on the cyberspace. This is a time where everybody is on the internet. Even our grandmas and our grand uncles are all on the internet. So today we have a video on that, like we always do. So let's check it out, and then we will come back and have a conversation about it.
A stranger says they sent you money by mistake. Do you send it back or lose it all? Welcome to A Safer You, your guide to safer digital living. Brought to you by Digital Unbounded and Channel 1 TV. Today, we're talking about mobile money, sending and receiving money just with your phone. It makes life easier, but scammers see it like an open wallet they want to grab. Here's how mobile money fraud works. Scammers use tricks to make you hand over your money yourself. For example, You might get a call from someone pretending to be your telecom company saying, "We need your PIN to fix your account." Or you get a text saying someone accidentally sent money to you and asks for a refund. Sometimes you'll see a message saying, "You've won airtime or cash. Just confirm with your account." How can you spot these red flags? Real companies will never ask for your PIN or password. Be careful of requests for your PIN, one-time codes, or urgent messages with emotional language like, "Help me quickly." Also, suspicious messages or calls from unknown numbers are a warning. If you think you are being targeted by mobile money fraud, act fast. Never share your PIN or codes with anyone, even if they say they are from your operator. Ignore and delete suspicious messages. Report the scam to your mobile money provider. And check your balance regularly to notice any unusual activity. Here's your action plan. Protect your PIN like your bank card. Ignore suspicious requests and report fraud right away. Mobile money is powerful. Don't let scammers spend it for you. Stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. A Safer You is brought to you by Digital Unbounded in partnership with Channel 1 TV.
All right, and there you have it, and that's our tip of the day when it comes to the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and it's all about mobile money. I don't get the text messages. What I actually get is the calls, and it's always hard to fish them out because everyone that knows me knows that I cannot speak Tree very well. And then you will call me and you're speaking Tree for me to say, I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? Wow. Like, I sent you money. I said, last time someone did it, I asked him, are you mad? And he just cut the line. I was like, are you mad? Are you okay? And he just cut the line. But it happens a lot where people pretend to have sent you money and then ask you to resend the money back. And you know, a lot of people fall for it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You know, and also a very common one they use is like they data mine, right? So they scan through lots of data. And what they do is that I don't know where they get them from, but like, of course, some of these market women sign up for products. They like when a brand wants to do an activation, they go to these marketplaces.
But we are not even the market women, but we all get that message.
So of course, with some of the scams they do, it's targeted, right? So for some, they know that if they come at people like you are literate enough to see in between the, you know, the kind of fraud they want to perpetrate on you. But for some other people, they don't have, you know, they're not sophisticated enough to understand the nuances involved. So what happens is that they go to these places, they get these contacts of like market women, traders, you know, people are not really digitally or literate, you know, savvy, exactly. And they send them messages that look like an account credit, you know, a credit text to your account. And they now call back and say, oh, I have sent you money, right? But it was a mistake. So please send me back the money. You know, they say, oh, I was sending it. And they try and always create like a very emotive story. I was going to pay a hospital bill. I was going to pay a school fees. My ward is dying. And, you know, mothers naturally connect with some of these stories. So if you're a mom and somebody, a stranger calls you and they say, oh, I've sent you 10,000 CDs. Sometimes they don't even go as far as that, maybe 1,000.
They even ask you they even send you WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, you know.
Very odd numbers.
If you're a mom and you hear a story like that, oh, maybe my ward is sick and I sent you money, it was a mistake, please send it back to me. You know, and you actually check your message, you see that, oh, I've seen a credit alert, but it's fake because it's not from like your service provider, it's from some other random, you know, number. And people fall victim to it, you know. So I think that's the very important message I want to put out this time, that see, know who, like, understand your mobile device to begin with, or any other platform or any other, you know, device you have, and, you know, try to be very sure. If someone say they've sent you money, the first thing to do is to check and double check. Go into your account and check your balance as it was before. Check, you know, the number that is claiming to have sent you money. And if you do all of that, you should be able to, you know, tell. But again, the problem is that they target people who, like I said, are not really sophisticated. And that's why it's important we keep sharing these messages.
Yeah. That's a good one. Anyway, I think it's time for us to get to the trends. On our trends, what do we have? We actually have Nigeria was on the trend yesterday.
Rightly so. I think it was, Osimhen took it upon himself. He decided to carry the nation's dreams and aspirations, as well as his own personal, aspirations, all on the field of play. And I think he delivered one of the most outstanding individual performances we've seen at the AFCON qualifiers and in a Nigerian shirt in a very long time. And I think he deserves his flowers because he almost single-handedly took the game very personal and sent Nigeria into the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like he is, I would describe him as an elite forward. He is good in what he does, and because there's this sense of urgency that he had yesterday.
But funny enough,
like a lot of people don't
he had come under very intense criticisms from Nigerian fans because they thought like he didn't replicate his club form.
And I feel like, Nigerians actually posted that yesterday, that our love language is, the Super Eagles understand the love language of trolling them before they actually win.
But that was a star-studded performance, and I'm so proud that he could, redeem himself for his country. But Chris, let me just quickly explain. A lot of people are confused. How is Nigeria qualifying as a second best placed team when they have fewer points than countries like Burkina Faso? Now, what happened was that we all know the country Eritrea, right? Eritrea was supposed to have been part of the AFCON qualifiers. Now, the country withdrew from the competition. One of the reasons they withdraw from international games is that usually when their players travel abroad, they don't return to their country.
Oh, they have
exactly
that poverty syndrome.
Yeah, so that and other reasons, all came together and Eritrea withdrew from the competition. So when it happened that way, CAF quickly came together and said that, they were going to put out new guidelines for
new rules
qualifying as a second best placed team. And again, we need to clear the impression. It's not all second best placed. It's not all second teams that are qualifying. It's second best placed teams. Now, what happened is that if you're in a group and you won your games against the last group, the last team in the group, points were deducted from it. So for example, in Nigeria's group, Zimbabwe was the last country. So the points Nigeria made of Zimbabwe won't count in deciding who becomes second best placed teams. So for that reason, Nigeria qualified ahead of the likes of Burkina Faso. And they'll have to play a semi-final and a final here in Africa and play an intercontinental game. So it's still a long rope.
I don't know if it's true already, but I was seeing that they were saying they're going to play against Cameroon. And I'm
that is if Cameroon win their game. I think so. Nigeria will play, I think, Gabon or so. I think I mixed it up. But
is it Gabon or Cameroon? One of them.
They'll have to either face. So it depends. If Cameroon also win their game, then they'll meet Cameroon in the final. That's if Nigeria beats Gabon.
They have a long way to go. I keep my fingers crossed for
them. But they have the star power to go all out. Yeah, I think so.
Well, if trolling is going to make them win, let's troll more. Anyway.
That's cyberbullying.
I know, right? and then this is what we are against and the cybersecurity month. Anyway, let us check out the video of the day and we'll be right back. Wow, that was an interesting one. And I think God actually does protect us in different ways. So imagine that would have come up. Imagine that going on. He'll be sliced into two.
The thing about...
From a place that he's not supposed to be sliced away from.
The thing about God giving us our needs and not our wants is always true.
I'm telling you.
When you read the Bible in Philippians, it says, my God shall supply all my needs it didn't say want, because this is clearly a want and it didn't work out. So God knows best for us.
God knows best for
sometimes
us,
you just need to trust in His timing.
Yeah. Anyway, before we take a break, we'd like to remind you that the Northern Fair, the Northern Business Fair, is coming up at the Tamale Sports Stadium on the 25th to the 26th of October 2025, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. And if you know your business or your service actually falls on the category of packaging and food packaging, fast-moving consumer goods, and other things, I think you should make that call. Call us to register. And the best thing for you to do is, if you're a business here and you want to expand your business to the people at the north, or you want them to know about your business, all you need to do is call the number 0205-973-973. If you're food and packaging business, manufacturing, service, NGOs, craft, textiles and apparels, fast-moving consumer goods, just call the number and we will get to register you. A very big thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank, Side Hustle, GEPA and GEA.
Amazing. And also, so that's the Northern Fair, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's important that we urge, all our lovely viewers out there, to come on board. It's really, really important. So, Chris, on that note,
let's take a quick break.
We'll take a quick break. When we're back, there's a lot more right here on Breakfast Daily. You don't want to miss out. Don't go away.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame? As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
For social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily, and right now it's time for us to get into an interesting conversation. And this is a conversation that will interest each and every one of us, especially those who like medicine. You know, I love medicine, so having conversations like this just excites me. So if you know you love medicine and you want to know more, you want to learn more, this conversation is for you. Now, we are going to be speaking to people from the Ghana Anesthesiologist Society, and it's all about World Anesthesia Day. What is World Anesthesia Day? Who are the Ghana Anesthesiology Society? What do we need to know about them? All that and more right now. And we have Dr. Owusu Setri-Danso, who is a senior specialist anesthesiologist and interventional pain physician at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We have Dr. Sarah Leonie Larbi, resident anesthesiologist at Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Erica Boatin, resident anesthesiologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. You're all welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It took me a lot of practice to get the word right. Anesthesiologist. I was just practicing in front of the mirror. Anesthesiologist. Yeah, but here, we're here. And it's nice to have you all here. So I'm going to start with Dr. Owusu Setri-Danso, since you're the only man here, all right? So let's give you the space to start. What is anesthesia?
Okay, so anesthesia basically means absence of sensation or absence of pain.
Right.
A lot of the times in the past, when we said, oh, you're going to have surgery, what used to happen is that they held you down, and then you screaming, kicking, and then they operated on you.
Wait, that's how they did it
That's
in the
how
past?
surgery started. Okay.
Without the...
Yes. And in 1846...
And, oh, sorry, did people leave?
So the death rate after surgery was very, very, very high in the past. Okay, so in 1846, there was a dentist, a physician who pioneered the use of a gas, which we no longer use, to keep people asleep and let them have pain-free surgery.
Right.
And that was on the 16th of October.
Right.
So that's why we celebrate the Ghana and the World Federation of Societies of Anesthesia celebrates the Anesthesia Day on the October 16th.
So, Dr. Larbi, you are an anesthesiologist. How long have you been doing this for?
I'm a resident.
Sorry, resident. Yes. So, how long have you been a resident for?
I've been doing this for a year now.
Yeah.
This is my second year. So, it's a training program.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor. I'm in training to become an anesthesiologist.
Yeah. So, why did you choose that path, though?
It's really interesting. Anesthesia is, you get to see people who are not in pain. You get to keep people comfortable. You come for surgery. Most people who come for surgery are anxious. They are nervous. They don't know what to expect.
Right.
But when you come, we calm you down. We talk to you. We keep you safe, basically. So we make sure that you come alive for surgery. You leave alive for surgery.
Right.
You come healthy. You leave healthy. So I looked at anesthesia. I saw how good it was. I don't like to see people in pain, so I decided I want to do anesthesia.
Right. So, Dr. Boateng, you are also a resident anesthesiologist, and I'm sure it's almost the same thing while you are there. But then again, why did you choose to say, okay, this is the part I want to take? Why didn't you do something else?
So initially, I wanted to do emergency medicine, and then as I was waiting, I just decided to do a diploma in anesthesia, and then I loved it because I realized that like we are the masters of the airway. And if you compare that to emergency medicine, we're always working with emergencies because I like the high, I like the hype.
Right.
And then one of our mentors, Dr. Odakwa, he convinced me, like, you know what, just get into anesthesia, do anesthesia. You never know. So I was like, you know what, that's fine. And I just went straight for it. And like here I am today, I think 3 years later, I'm still in anesthesia.
And you're
I'm
enjoying
loving
it?
I love every minute of it.
Wow. So now tell us about GAS. What's GAS? Start with you. Yeah.
Okay. So GAS stands for Ghana Anesthesiologists Society, and it's like the national body of all physician anesthesiologists in Ghana. We also belong to, like what my senior colleague said, the World Federation of Societies of Anesthesia, and that's the global level.
Yeah.
So currently in Ghana, we have about 185 physician anesthesiologists.
Right.
And if you look at it, that's huge. So because for a population of about 34 million people, that's one physician anesthesiologist to about 185,000 Ghanaians, and that's huge. And that is why I'm very happy and proud to be part of this fraternity. And our goal and our mandate is to provide advocacy, right? And it is also to help with the training, professional development of physician anesthesiologists across the country, and most importantly, to ensure that there is regulations and then there's rules, and then to regulate, to make sure that every single patient that has to undergo anesthesia is safe.
Right.
Because for us, every single heartbeat matters.
Right. I like that.
Thank you.
Wow. So you talked about regulation. So I'm coming to you. Are there people who actually just use anesthesia without regulations?
Okay, so for medical practice everywhere, there are standards, and then there are regulations, meaning there are specific things that you would have to follow. Okay, currently there are other forms or other groups of people who give some form of anesthesia.
Like what type?
So there are nurses, there are other people who are trained. So it's like just being a physician assistant in anesthesia. Let me put it that way. Okay. So looking at our number, like you said, one is to about 189,000.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Do
people.
rest.
WHO thinks it should be one anesthesiologist to 10,000 people.
Okay.
Okay. So we are way behind. Yeah. And because of that, other people are trained to give some anesthesia and go to the rural areas and other places. Okay.
Even
now
though they are not professional anesthesiologists, right?
They are
certified.
They are certified to do some anesthesia.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But they are not doctors. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Okay. That's what you mean. Yeah. All
right. So in order that anesthesia is modeled on the aviation industry, so safety is a priority. If we make a mistake, usually the result is catastrophic. Yes. So therefore, we try to put in measures that will prevent people from making mistakes. Because if you are having a surgery, the surgeon makes a mistake. Usually if it's something he can't deal with, he can, if it's a blood vessel that is bleeding, he can put a hand on it, call somebody else to come and deal with it. If you are giving anesthesia and something goes wrong, you usually have about 5 minutes maximum within which to rectify it. If not, you get brain damage or nerve damage. So so it has to be regulated. It can't have quacks, essentially, because what happens when things go wrong is so catastrophic. So we liaise with the Ghana Health Service, Ministry of Health, and we are trying to put standards in place. So basically that's what we mean by helping set standards for the practice of anesthesia.
What are some of the anesthesias available?
Okay, so there's a general anesthetic where we make you sleep for the operation. So that's...
I enjoyed that.
Okay, so we make you sleep for the operation. There's also what we call regional anesthesia, where we make a part of your body
just that
go
part.
numb. So sometimes...
That's the one the dentists use, right?
So no, that one is a local anesthesia.
Ah, okay.
So a region of your body, maybe, let's say from your tummy all the way down, or maybe the whole of your arm, or...
And your eye will be open?
Yes.
So that's the one they use for the CS?
Cesarean
the
section.
cesareans
So
that people want to watch the whole birth.
out, you'll be able to see your baby and hold the baby.
So when it happens like that, I'm just curious, when it happens like that type of anesthesia, do the woman get to see everything happening?
No.
Oh,
so not many people can withstand the things that we see in theater. Okay, so usually the patient is screened from where they are operating. And the anesthesiologist is usually at the head of the patient. So you talk to the patients, calm them down, make sure that they are safe.
Oh, like baby's coming.
So
make them happy.
So essentially, that is it. And I always say that the anesthetist is like your guardian angel doing surgery.
Yeah, they are.
Because without us, surgeries won't be safe.
Impossible. Because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow. So like if we hadn't gotten anesthesia till now, how would it be like? How would the world be like?
Well, they used to give you a bottle of whiskey, you drink it, they hold you down and cut whichever part they have to. So we've come far.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's still a long way to go.
Yeah. So talking about coming far, what is the World Anesthesia Day's theme for this year?
So that's a good question. Our theme for this year in particular is anesthesiology in health emergencies. So this year we want to focus on educating the public on the various do's and don'ts you can do in an emergency. What to do, what not to do. Maybe you think you're helping someone, but you end up injuring the person. So this is what we are doing here today. Engaging media, speaking to people, letting them know what not to do and what to do. And we'll also make videos. We'll put them on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X. Yeah. Just to let people know that these emergencies that we see on a normal basis in public, this is what to do. This is not what not to do before you take the person to the hospital or before you call an ambulance.
In as much as you're trying to be caring, to be empathetic, sometimes you just get it wrong.
Yes. Sometimes doing nothing is best.
So like sometimes you see an accident happen and then they are holding the person by their hands and legs, their neck is dangling all over the place. You know, that is not how to handle a patient. So there are videos of how to do all those things properly on our various social media platforms.
Yeah. All right, but before I let you go, let's just get into some of the activities. Let us know, because like I'm a big empath and I like to help people, but I want to help people right. So what am I supposed to do if someone has a seizure?
All right. So in a seizure in particular, the first thing for any of these emergencies is to stay calm. Don't panic, don't be scared.
In case you don't know what a seizure is, like
what we call convulsion.
Convulsion is that.
In other languages, people will say etra. Different ways of calling it. So when you see that the person is shaking, what you want to do is stay calm. Then you look at the person's surroundings. Is there something that could injure the person? Is there a broken pen or is something there, table, glass? Is there a knife on the floor? You need to move everything out of the way. The only time you're allowed to move the person is if they fall into something dangerous, maybe a coal pot. You don't want them to burn. You can move them.
Or close to a gutter or something.
Yes, you can move them, or in the middle of the road. But you don't want to move them if they are lying on the floor with nothing to injure them. That's the best place. You need to leave them there. Don't move them about. Then the next thing...
What about the one that people put something in their mouth?
You must not put anything in the mouth. No spoons, no spatula, no water, no pencil, no medicine, nothing. When you do that, you worsen the person's state. You are going to cause problems. You are going to cause injury. So we don't do that. And another important thing to do is to time it as much as possible. You need to look at the time it occurred and how long it's lasting for. When you get to the hospital, we will ask. And once it passes, you can put the person in what we call a recovery position. You lay them on their side, put this hand under their face here, and then their leg the right leg over the left leg at an angle, like they're sleeping. It opens up their airways. It allows them to breathe really well.
Wow. And Dr. Barton, what if you know, someone is beside someone that's having a stroke? What happens?
I'll take that question. Right. So in a stroke, also you have to be calm, but there are specific things to look out for. In every stroke, you can't solve the situation. What you need to do is take the person to the hospital as fast as possible. So you need to recognize the stroke, and I'll give you an acronym. It's be fast.
Be fast.
You need to be fast. So you look at be fast. The first thing you look at is their balance. Is someone who was walking normally suddenly staggering?
Staggering.
Your first thing to look at. Eye changes is the E. Is one eye looking bigger than the other? Is the eyelid drooping? Suddenly, we were just talking and suddenly you look like this. What's going on? And then your next thing, your F, you look at the face. Are they is one side?
Is it drooping?
Is it drooping? Or are they drooling from one side suddenly? That's also there. And then your A is your arm. Do they have arm weakness? You may not see the arm dangling, but you were picking up something, and then suddenly you lose the strength in one arm. It's weak. Don't just ignore it.
My mom actually noticed somebody's on by the arm. Yes. She was carrying food, and the food just dropped. And like, okay, something is happening.
Yes. Yes, it's very important. And then where are we now?
A.
That's arm weakness. So the next is S. Your speech. As we are talking, I suddenly start slurring. Or you are talking to me, I was understanding you. You tell me, Sarah, pick this up. And I'm staring at you, I don't understand. But that's not how I am. I do something else. So you also need to look for that. And then T, your last one. Take time to call the ambulance. Always call someone. Some people will say the ambulance will take long. Still call them, 112. And if possible, if you have a vehicle close to you and someone who can drive, put that person in the car and straight to the hospital.
Finally, head injuries.
And for head injuries, like my senior colleague said, if you meet someone in an accident and you see maybe there's a cut on the head, they are bleeding profusely, what you can do to help at that time is put a clean cloth and apply gentle pressure to stop the bleed. But first, before you get to that scene, you need to make sure that the area is once again safe. You don't just walk in. If there's shrapnel on the floor, glass, you step in it, you've cut yourself. So once again, you need to make sure the place is clean and safe before you step in. And when you step in, if the person is in a chair or is in an upright position and is not immediately in danger, there's no fire, as much as possible, leave them in that position. Call for help. A trained person, either the ambulance or fire service, they would know how to move them whilst keeping their neck and their head straight and in the position. If you are overzealous and you try to help and pull, you're going to pull on the neck and you're going to cause what we call a cervical injury. You spoil something in the bones at the back and you may have paralyzed this person for life. Or killed the person
All
instantly.
in the need of helping someone.
Yes.
And usually we see it. Hold him like this. Put him in the car and the head is like that.
Yes, they usually hold the hands and legs and then the head is just...
Oh my.
In that instance, if you have to move the person, somebody has to hold the head and neck. And the whole body has to move like a log. So if you are turning the person, the whole
you turn
body...
it with it.
Okay.
Wow. Interesting. So Dr. Barton, what's your social media handle and how can people watch all these videos?
On social media, just type in Ghana Anesthesiologist Society and you find us everywhere.
Okay, I want to give you final words because I feel like I haven't actually final words
to talk about, guys, but I'm listening.
Yeah.
Your final word.
So, but how are you celebrating the day?
Oh, we celebrate the day by raising our awareness and giving recognition. So we use this day to not only remember what Dr. Morton did in Massachusetts General Hospital by administration of ether. We celebrate this day by recognizing the people that we work with in theater in order to deliver safe anesthesia. That is the physician anesthesiologist, that is the nurse anesthetist, and that's the anesthesia technicians. And also, we do advocacy, as my senior colleague stated. We go around and ensure that we educate the general public on some emergencies, as you already stated. And also, we use this day to also make sure that we want to shed light on access. We know that we are in a setting that is limited with resources, right? So that shouldn't stop us from making sure that we give the best to our people, making sure that we invest in the patients, we invest in their equipment, we invest in training, because you notice the gap, one anesthesiologist to 185,000, that is a huge gap. So we are using this day to also ask, and we want the government to invest so that we can have more people, because safety is paramount. And for you to be alive, you need anesthesia. And without anesthesia, modern surgery as we have today will not exist.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Final words, Doc.
The anesthetist is the patient's advocate.
Wow. Wow, that's a strong one. That's a strong one. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be speaking to Dr. Owusu Setredanso, who's a senior specialist anesthesiologist and interventional pain physician at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Dr. Sarah Leonie Labi, resident anesthesiologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Erica Boateng, resident anesthesiologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And it's been all about the World Anesthesia Day. And I want to say thank God for anesthesia. Really. Thank God for anesthesia. In fact, it saved me pain so many times. So thank God for anesthesia. And I hope you learned from it. And well done to all the anesthesiologists that we have in Ghana here. In fact, everyone at the Ghana Anesthesiologic Society, well done. More grease to your elbows. And I pray that you guys get everything you need to actually push the word and get the right policies put in place. Right now, it's time for us to check out some music. And then when we come back, the show will be continuing. Senti. Thank you. Thank you.
The king of my heart, you have my body and soul. Life is short, you deserve all of my good love, yeah. And the other, running cockroach way, running the other, Neol and honey is small. Baby, come and pop me here tonight. Our bodies are better in love, and I will love you. I will love you more, baby. Come and pop me here tonight. Our bodies are better in love, and I will love you more. See, I wanna see you, boy. I wanna hear your voice. I have been thinking about you all day, and I've been searching for the moment. I want a minute of your time. My watana to my side. I wanna love you until the end. So baby, come and pump me here tonight. Our bodies are better and better. And I will love you. I will love you more, baby. Come and pump me here tonight. Our bodies are better in love, and I will love you more. You make me smile all day long, and I will never let you go, baby. Want to our bodies are better and I will love you, baby. Come and pump me here tonight. Our bodies are better in love, and you are everything I need in my heart. I will love you. You are my heart and my soul. I give you everything in my heart now. Say. There's just one thing I will say. The heart just loves whoever it wants to love. My doache, odo eyawara, na my do him resenting, usumi umoy. Wara, never thought I'd find someone like you. Love you with my energy. And it be like I forget my head for you, but that'll be my destiny. That be mine, and I'll be why I sing the song, because I know I've fallen hard for you. And that be mine, and I'll be why I sing the song, because I know I've fallen hard on. I have fallen hard for you. Yeah, I've fallen in love with you. You see that toxic love and the way I love you, it hurts so bad. I'm in a deep, deep sun and you push me away. It hurts me bad. I know I'm stuck in love, and I will be going back to you. But don't know my I'll be coming back. You see that be mine. I love you. I had to sing the song. I know I've fallen hard for you, and that be mine, and that be why I had to sing the song, because I know I've fallen hard on. I have fallen hard for you. I've fallen in love with you. Never thought I'd find someone like you. I love you with my energy. You be like I forget my head for you, but that'll be my destiny. And that be mine, and I'll be why I had to sing the song. I know I've fallen hard for you. And that be mine, and I'll be why I had to sing the song, because I know I have fallen hard I have fallen hard for you. You on my step. When you treat me, boy, I follow you wherever. Find me, cover me, I'm in need. What you treat me well, I follow you wherever you will go. I will go where you go. I will go where you go. I will go where you go. Where you go, I'll go. I'll go where you go. Where you go, I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. Oh, where you go, where you go, I'll go. I'll go.
This October, Northern Ghana takes center stage. Get ready for the Northern Business Fair 2025, the ultimate one-stop shop for everything made in Ghana in the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From hand-woven smocks and intricate crafts to modern manufacturing, innovative packaging of made-in-Ghana products, and thriving homegrown businesses, it's a vibrant celebration of talent, innovation, and authenticity. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM, it's the biggest trade fair showcasing Kenyan SMEs, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands making waves across the nation. It's happening on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of October 2025 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Want to exhibit? Call 0205-973-973 today and book your space. Don't just hear about it, see it, experience it, and live it. The Northern Business Fair, your market, your connections, your growth. The Northern Business Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not chinampe, na complain there in the sense, why do you share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or haunting no complaints now be bring to the fair no tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story, and we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'll catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. My name Jude Duncan. Just gone by, you could say a really powerful, performance by our guest artist for the day. She goes by the name Senti, and she is an Afro-pop or Afro-fusion artist. Hi, good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Hi, good morning.
Off camera, you're telling me you've been doing this for about 8 years.
Yes.
That's quite, and how long have you been doing it professionally, as in like singing as a professional?
I've been performing live as a live performer for 8 years. So that's like professional, performing with different bands at events, restaurants, hotels. And then I decided to make my own music just last year.
Amazing. And what informed your choice of genre, right? Because of all the things you could be singing, you decided to sing or delve into Afro-pop, music. Why that, and why do you even believe that it's, your thing?
So because of my exposure to the different genres through live music, been exposed to soul, R&B, funks, high life, reggae. So it's influenced my personal choice. I like to fuse things. I don't like to be bound to one place.
You like exploring.
Yes.
Amazing. So going forward, or let me just say, how difficult has it been, as a young upcoming budding musician, we hear stories about what the industry sometimes feel like, right? How difficult has it been navigating your own space and trying to create, this brand for yourself?
I think because I'm independent is difficult, as in when you're doing everything by yourself. You are your own manager, stylist, you are your own promoter, literally everything.
Manager, doing all of it by yourself.
It's difficult, but then it's not impossible. So.
Wow. So, and you've been doing this all alone?
Yes.
For a year?
It's been 2 years now.
2 years now?
Yes.
Wow. So, are you planning on putting out any music? Do you have like a project coming up?
Yes. So I just released my 3rd single. I performed it. That was the last song I performed. It's titled "I Will Go." It's like a Pan-African sound. I'm a piano house. As I said, I like to fuse things. So this one is more of like I'm a piano house type of music. I released it 2 weeks ago, and so.
What's the feedback like? What do your friends tell you?
It's been amazing, and people are like accepting that there are different versions of me, and I'm very excited about that. So yeah, it's been good.
So the feedback is great, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So if there's someone watching right now and they are so interested, they like what they saw, and they want to reach out to Senti, right? Where can we find you?
So I am on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere at SaintGH. It's spelled S3NTI.
Why I wanted to ask, why the number 3?
So it's Saint, it's chi. Like that's why Saint.
So that's supposed to be like the
So it's supposed to be but we don't have it on the keypad.
So that's the brand.
Yes. Quickly. It's actually my middle name. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Who do you look up to in the industry? Very briefly.
Who do I look up to? So I have a lot of like inspiration from old music, old classics. I used to listen to a lot of High Life, a lot of Ifya, a lot of Samini, a lot of Kojenchi when I was young, and so I feel like there's a bit of that influence.
How about
in my
the
music.
Contemporary? Ifya, Kojenchi, Samini are like the OGs, right?
Yeah.
You have like any contemporary acts you like? This is the guy or that's the girl.
Here in Ghana.
Yeah.
Or
anyway.
I admire some new acts. Yes, definitely. Has to be, but it's not in Ghana here. There are people like Ariana Grande that I love her music. The kind of concepts that she adds to her music, the retro energy. I love those kind of things. So
interesting.
That's what
Who will be your dream
with.
collaboration before we go?
Dream collaboration. Let's see. I'm still experimental with my sound, so I would definitely like to collaborate with more of the old type of artists, just to grow and also learn. Yes, and also feed into their fan base.
They like watching Channel 1 TV, so you should mention their names. So you are watching. I can assure you that. But hopefully we'll get you more on the show. I love what I heard, right? We'll get you more on the show. And again, your social media platform, Senti, across all platforms, right?
Yes, so Saint TGH, S3 NTIGH.
Yeah.
And also on all the streaming platforms is S3 NTI. And I would be at the Woods tonight. So I do a lot of concerts and events.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
tonight
okay.
I have like a lot of events packed from like now to November. And so definitely check my social media handles.
For the
I'm doing a
updates.
club tour also to push the song, my piano sound. And so when you see me anywhere, say hi and definitely swing by. I'll
definitely
be at
say
the
hi.
Woods tonight.
Yeah.
So please come through.
All right, so that's the word from Sainty. I call saying Sainty, my channel as well. So Sainty, which is apparently her name. Amazing artist, powerful voice, and she's really doing massive in the space. My personal please, jump on her socials, spike up those numbers, share the link, it's very important. But for now, my colleague Chris Carter has another exciting conversation coming up shortly. Chris, over to you.
All right, thank you, Jude. Right now, we're about to have a conversation on the Healed and Restored Conference 1.0. What is this all about? Well, Pastor Hannah Abrahams-Appiah, who's an author and counselor, is in the studio with us, about to go through this conversation with us. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Chris.
It's been long.
It has.
I asked of you just last week. You see, that means like, you know,
God was
we are in
speaking.
spirits. We are in spirit. I was like, where is she? We need like books. Like, I need to read something new. Yeah, but it's good to have you.
I'm
It's good
glad
have
to be
you.
here.
All right, but this time around, you're coming up with the Healed and Restored Conference 1.0. What is it all about?
Wonderful. So, just like you talked about books, I'm working on a new book, Healing for the Pastor's Wife.
Healing for the Pastor's Wife?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Break it down.
like the look on your
Break it
face.
down. What's wrong with the pastor's wife?
Nothing is wrong with the
Okay.
pastor's wife. The pastor's wife find themselves in a unique role as support ministry, vital workforce, helping their husbands in the line of duty. But in the course of the work they are doing, some of them get exhausted, some get stressed up with the magnitude of the work or with the fact that a lot were not even trained. It's quite an informal training role. And so you hear people say, I don't want to be a pastor's wife. Oh, it's too difficult to be a pastor's wife.
So do you think people lose themselves sometimes?
They do. Some do.
Okay.
Some lose themselves. Some, one, struggle with ignorance. Two, some struggle with identity fusion. They fuse who they are with what the role they are playing.
The world wants them to be.
And so at the end of the day, they really don't know who they are. And then the roles they are to play, it's sometimes not clearly defined. And then the exhaustion that comes from the magnitude of the work, the responsibility, the people, criticism, backlash sometimes. Then sometimes you are giving everything to everybody and you are going overboard. They call it savior syndrome.
Yes.
And so a number of these factors sometimes stress these helpers, and they are not able to give the best to the spouses, the husbands, and the ministries. So the Healed and Restored Conference is for women in ministry, pastors' wives, who are along the line in serving and doing God's work excitedly. They get tired, they need to rejuvenate, they need help. They need people in the space and in ministry who are doing the same thing, who can tell you that, no, toe this line, receive grace from God, work on it this way so that you can be more effective and be a blessing to your husband in the ministry.
Wow, it's amazing how you were saying all these things. And if you're clearly looking at my face, I was just stunned looking at you, because the question in my head is, how did you even come up with all this? How did you even realize that these women actually lose themselves sometimes, and they need, to be in the same safe space with others and feel better about themselves?
One of the graces I believe God gave me is I am quite an analytical. I'm a pastor's wife myself. I've been in this space for over 2 decades, 23 years plus. Before that, my parents were pastors. I worked a lot in the church space. So if you are very observant and if you are the type who loves to help, God impresses onto you that, oh, this is an issue. You do counseling and you see that some are worked out and overexhausted. You find out some are underworking just because maybe they are offended. Somebody said something about them. If you remember, there was one interview where I gave you a book, things I wish I knew before I went for missions. And I told you somebody was upset with me in a country because I wore a white skirt. Because apparently in their country, widows wear white. So to them, I was killing their pastor, which is my husband. So they like my husband better than I do. So I'm killing them by wearing white. So church members sometimes attack pastors' wives for things they have no idea about. They criticize you. You either overdressed or you underdressed or you didn't. You talk harshly.
Don't you know you're a pastor's wife?
They expect you to know the scriptures in and out, like the husband, be anointed. Your children should be perfect.
And that's going to be a problem with someone like me. If a pastor comes to marry me today, wow.
You'll be an excellent pastor's wife.
I might be, but I think I might be one of those ones that like, oh, today you've done this. You're not supposed to wear this. You have a nose ring. Oh, your makeup. Oh,
you see?
It's going to be a lot.
There's not going to be a lot. You see why you are saying that? Because of preconceived ideas about who a pastor's wife is, how she should behave. So like you asked earlier, people are lost. People feel like, am I doing something wrong? Am I not being spiritual enough? What happened? Did I offend somebody? Should I do more for my husband? Should I do more for the members? Am I underdoing it? And they get lost in the process. Yet they are unique beings. God has a lot in store for them. And when they discover clearly who they are, functioning fully, the blessing and the benefit to the church, to the ministry and their husbands is awesome. So I tell pastors, register your wives for these conferences. And so far, the people who are really registering are the pastors. They are registering their wives because they said, if my wife learns, she'll be a blessing to me in the ministry. Or wives who got hurt in the line of duty unknowingly. Somebody just picks on them, picks on their behavior, picks on something they didn't know, picks on their children. She's offended, she's bitter. How does she get healed? And some don't even know they have a problem. But
they don't even realize.
They don't realize. But by the time somebody's sharing their story, then they get to know. So that's the conference.
So how important is this safe space, this conference? I'm sure it's going to be a safe space. How important is this safe space for these women?
Oh, it's important because you see, knowledge has a way of changing your outlook. And then the word of God and prayer transforms you from the inside out. Now, the safe space about it is because of the peculiar group of people we are dealing with, we are quite mindful that it's not just any walk in and walk out kind of person. You are doing the work, you are on the job. And then we have professional counselors. Everybody speaking are professional counselors in the line of duty. They are people in ministry, so they understand the dynamics of ministry. And then they will be together helping us to be able to deal with the topic.
Wow, that's interesting. So what is going to be happening on that day?
So we are going to have
the activities that are going to be happening on that day.
We are going to have a seminar, like talks. We are going to have activities that we are doing. So you have comprehensive workshop materials where you'll be engaging in. And then there are private sessions when we are done, in case you need personal private sessions. Because they are professional pastors and counselors, they will also be available to speak with you.
Right. That's interesting. And who are these people on the poster?
On the poster, so I have Teresa Riafi. She's a counselor. She's also the CEO of Beulah Consult. She's expert. She hosts quite a number of talk shows on family life. Then we have Reverend Ben Opokwa Champong. He's also a pastor. He deals a lot with women who are afflicted in different ways. So he has a great ministry to women. He's also a professional counselor in the ministry. So all of them have experienced this aspect of ministry and challenges of women in ministry.
So when is it?
It is next week, Saturday, the 25th of October at Camp Elim, North Legon, Hacho, behind the KFC near Wisconsin. It starts at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Your rate is 400 Ghana Cedi, includes workshop materials and lunch, and then every other thing that you're going to participate in that day.
Wow, this is actually very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
It's a great niche. So there are many people watching who sometimes feel like, oh, can I come? Yes. Come and know that you'll be comfortable. You would be blessed. You'll be transformed. And it will leave you empowered to go and become better helps to your husbands and the ministries and yourself.
Right. Thank you so much.
I wish you would be there. Maybe you are about to marry a pastor.
Hey!
Even if you want to marry a pastor, I think you should come. Chris, I'm prophesying at this point. And believing God that you should you should find one. Don't mind
a pastor?
Don't mind me, I'm teasing you now.
I know.
Maybe maybe a French pasta. Tu vas parler français?
On va parler français ensemble.
Oui, 100% français. S'il y a les gens qui nous écoutent, qui parlent français, tu peux venir aussi.
Eux aussi peuvent venir, hein, les francophones.
Oui, ils peuvent venir.
Bon, il faut dire quelque chose à les francophones.
Oui, les francophones qui m'écoutent, si je voulais dire bonjour, il y aura un programme le samedi 25 octobre. Et j'espère que les gens qui sont mariés vous êtes dans le ministère, vous êtes les épouses des pasteurs. Souvent, il y a les défis qui ne comprennent pas. Si tu viens, il y aura les gens qui vont vous aider pour bien travailler.
OK. Merci beaucoup.
Mon français, c'est fini.
Oui, je sais.
J'ai fait l'effort aujourd'hui.
Oui, tu as fait l'effort.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay, merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Pastor Hannah Abrahams Appiah, who's an author and counselor, and it's all about the Healed and Restored Conference 1.0, and for pastors' wives and women in ministry. And as you just heard, she even invited the Francophones. So if you're a Francophone and you're a pastor wives or you're in ministry, it's important for you to be there. It's happening on the 25th of October. That's next week, Saturday, at the Camp Elim, not Legon. Camp Elim, not Legon. And the rate is just 400 Ghana cedis. If you want to call or WhatsApp, the number 054-706-4982 for more inquiries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris, for
and
having
I can't
me.
wait for the book. I would like to read the book. If I don't make it, I would like to read the book.
You would enjoy that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this has been a very great conversation. But now it's time for us to check out our entertainment highlight of the day.
Welcome, Akwaba, Obake, Wezo. Bienvenue to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly brought to you by Ghana Weekend. My name is Teddy Davis. Now let's check out some stories. Award-winning Ghanaian singer Wendy Isiama Ado, professionally known as Wendy Shay, has opened up about the lessons she has learned in her 7-year journey through the music industry. Speaking in an interview with Doreen Avio and Kwame Dazi on Hits FM on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, the Survivor hitmaker reflected on her rise to fame, describing it as a journey marked by both victories and challenges. When asked about the biggest lesson her career has taught her, Wendy Shay said that success doesn't come easy. According to her, every great achievement comes with obstacles that test and strengthen one's resolve. Despite these struggles, Wendy Shay says she has learned to remain resilient, patient, and focused, viewing every setback as an opportunity for growth. Her experiences, she noted, have deepened her belief in hard work, faith, and self-worth. In other stories, Ghanaian songstress Jackie is set to thrill audience at the legendary Jazz Cafe in London on Tuesday, October 21, 2025. Known for her soulful vocals and chart-topping hits like Forever and Something, Jackie continues to make waves internationally as one of Africa's most promising young talents. The performance marks another milestone in her musical journey as she brings her signature blend of Afrobeats and R&B to one of UK's most celebrated live music venues. Fans in London can expect a night filled with energy, emotion, and pure Ghanaian excellence. Tickets for the event are already generating buzz among music lovers eager to experience Jackie's live performance up close. And now to the international front. After wrapping up an unforgettable North American tour, Afrobeat superstar Davido has announced that he's bringing the energy home with his 5-tour Nigeria. Sharing the news on social media, Davido expressed his excitement, saying, "After on an unforgettable North American tour, it's only right that we bring the energy back where it all began. This one is for the culture. This one is personal, and this one is for us." The highly anticipated tour will see the unavailable hitmaker perform across several Nigerian states, beginning on October 26, 2025 in Akwa Ibom, followed by Adamawa on 29th October 2025, Enugu on November 1, 2025, Ibadan on November 9 and a grand finale in Lagos on December 2025. A Christmas Day concert that promises to be nothing short of spectacular performances.
Now you can get details and updates of these stories when you visit GhanaWeekend.com. Have you visited GhanaWeekend.com today? Do that now.
Now let's check out Channel 1 TV's Top 10 Music Countdown.
Number 8. Number 7. Number 6.
Oh my anytime I pray to my God, but yes, my fault. Plenty things I am.
Number 5. Number 4. Shoulder, shoulder, one side, shoulder, shoulder, one side, shoulder, Number 2.
Osama, you black the jibba benji. Obuama, Mausa no one the message. Osama, you black the jibba benji.
Number 1.
This is the Channel 1 Countdown.
Thank you for tuning in to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly brought to you by Ghana Weekend. Stay updated with Ghana Weekend for all the juicy stories, your favorite celebrity, events, and all things pop culture. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ghana Weekend TV. My name is Dede Davis. Until next time, it's bye for now.
Welcome back, and of course, if you want all the very latest, the big news stories in the world of entertainment, you know where to catch them. All Ghana Weekend has got you covered. And on that note, it's a real honor, joining us in studio, OG the MC, an amazing guy, done so much within the space, and will be joining us for an exciting conversation and also to talk about something really important coming up pretty shortly. And of course, I'll try and squeeze a few things off him before the show ends. OG.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
How you doing, man?
I'm super. Yourself?
Good.
Good. Off record, I was saying to you that, you started this way long.
Way long, yeah.
You've been around for so long.
Yeah.
And I remember when you would come on campus, like you were the guy.
Yeah.
Everything.
The guy.
Absolutely. I don't even disagree. Because everything had to go through you.
Yeah.
I remember when Ebony was on campus one time, Papi Kojo, Joey B. Era, amazing. What's up with you? What's the latest?
Came up with a workshop that like you said, being around, and there's a whole pack of MCs right now that is like, people like are accepting it, hype men and everything too. So I decided to come up with a workshop so we can all still learn, because I mean, we are still learning whilst we are working, you know. So decided to just, you know, call a few people to work with for a workshop. And not just for MCs, basically, creatives as well too, because I'm not trying to limit the whole thing on just MCs or hype men alone. So creatives like songwriters, people that have interest in music and all of that too. So yeah.
Interesting. It's become like a burgeoning career of a sort now, because we've seen like so many people jump on, you know, very young guys all of a sudden now want to be professional MCs, hype men. Help us, when we say a hype man, right, how different is that from the role of MC? An MC in an event?
I mean, MC, which like self-explanatory, is master of ceremonies. So with a hype man is basically you just being like a back-end vocal for the artist on stage. So you're doing the ad-libs, you're doing the chants, getting the crowd ready, all of that. So that's different. But with the MC, you're actually just like a host for the events, the concert, festival, whatever, you know. So that's really the difference when it comes to.
So, but at what point do you realize that you are a hype man?
You really have to be like eloquent. You have to know how to engage crowd. You have to know how to back an artist, because not every MC can actually back an artist on stage, to be honest. Like you can actually hype a crowd, control crowd and everything, but backing an artist on stage is a whole different thing. It's a whole different art together. Like, you know, you have to know when to come in, because if you don't have the experience or you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're going to be clashing with them. Like it's going to be too much noise in the mic. But if you know where to come in, when not to come in, all of that, like, you know,
You know, you've done work for Stonebwoy, you've done work for Ebony, other top acts, you know, along the line. Talk us through navigating, you know, the different platforms. You know, I guess when you have to mount a stage in Legon, for example, it's much different from in Carrier, in the Ashanti, where you know where I come from. You know, if you have to even then travel.
Are you Ashanti?
Partly.
Okay.
You know, if you then have to travel to, let's say, France, for example, to perform to an international crowd, how do you psych up yourself to then stand in front of these different crowds to, you know, get the energy moving?
So mostly whenever we travel and we are on these festivals outside, I have to really, you know, exclude myself to go watch the crowd. So like whenever we are at the venue, I'm not even there. I just go, you know, watch the venue, watch the crowd, read the crowd, how the crowd is and everything. Because I think I remember one of our shows that we had in France. So Reims, one of those, I didn't know how I was gonna go. If I was supposed to go say bonsoir, everybody or anything, I didn't know. But I had to just go read the energy and see. And you know, like English is like a universal language. Everybody understands the itty-bitty at least of it. So, exactly. So I have to always, you know, read the crowd, read how the energy is too. So if I come, because I'm not gonna lie, there are some tough crowd too. It's not every day that you're gonna be getting.
They're just watching you. They can't be bothered. They are just, you know.
I'm telling you, they are.
And how do you navigate that when the crowd is very tough?
You have to actually come up with something. That's when your creative,
the ingenuity comes.
You have to engage them with something. You have to come up with something. Because they are like tough crowd that whatever you are doing, they are not interested. They are just going to be looking at you like. So you have to really engage with them, and that's really how it works. So
talk us through some of these new acts in the space, you know, you are proud of and seem to be doing well. Are there any you've identified and feel like, oh, maybe this guy has got the future?
Like the new artists?
Yeah, the new hype man, the new MCs.
Oh, new. There's a couple of ones there. I think recently I was talking about one called El Chapo, MC El Chapo. Yeah. He works with DJ Music. He's very, very, very good. And you know, the whole scene is different from how we started. Like, you know,
it's changed a lot now.
It's changed a lot. It's really changed a lot. So there's a lot of new ones there that I might not even remember their names, but I know their faces.
What about the ladies?
To be honest, that's a good question. I haven't actually seen any
lady hype man.
Lady hype
But
man.
their lady.
Who?
AJ.
AJ the presenter?
Yeah, but she's like an MC.
That's like an
No, not AJ the not AJ Sapong. There's AJ from YFM.
Okay, I haven't really.
Oh, you haven't seen her?
Yeah, I haven't seen her. I need to check her out.
Yeah, you'll be proud. You will be proud.
Because I've also not come across a female.
Oh, you will be proud.
Hype woman, right?
Yeah, she's so good.
Really?
Yeah, she's got a lot of energy.
Wow.
I need to see her.
Yeah.
And she plays too?
No, she doesn't play.
Just a hype.
She MCs and she hypes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
No, I need to check her out.
Yeah.
That's the name, AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
A stage name as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, she's on radio. Yeah.
On YFM?
Yes, YFM.
Okay.
Check it out. So is this open for everybody, right? So conference MC, wedding MCs.
Yes.
Everybody are talking.
Yeah.
What are some of the modules you'll be taking us through? Are there like specific topics you'd be treating? Are there specific practical sessions, for example, you'll be taking?
The business side and how now it's become a thing that we've actually accepted. Because I mean, from the time that I started with Ebony being a hype man on stage with Ebony, they never understood what I was doing. They felt like I was just making noise. So but then again, when you push something on people, they get to understand. And now everybody, then they be coming on stage with a hype man. Like the TGMA recently, that happened. Every artist that came on stage had a hype man on stage.
You know, it's almost impossible not to
have a hype man.
Especially a concert.
But before it wasn't like that though, you see? Exactly.
It was the host himself trying to take the crowd along.
I went through that pain before this whole people getting there.
So now we have some artists that are going to be passing through.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Are they going to be singing there?
Nah, so they are just going to be sharing their experience when it comes to how an artist needs a hype man or needs the experiences. And that's why I was saying it's not just based on the MCs and hype man, the creatives too. If someone who is coming is like maybe like a songwriter, is interested in music and everything, there you go. You have all these people on the panel that you can actually throw questions at them or have a conversation with them too.
Is it a profitable enterprise?
Yeah, depending on how you actually set yourself.
And that's why this is important.
This is very important, so we can actually talk about the business
How much is it to participate in this?
Sorry?
Like, how can someone participate? Is it free? Is it ticketed?
Yeah, Ticket Miller. It's just 150 cedis to just register because it's a whole class. Like this is just it's a maiden edition that I'm doing obviously, but it's
and is this Saturday?
This Saturday, yeah, at British Council.
At the British Council.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
OG.
Yes, sir.
You do work for Stoneboy. You're his hype man.
Yeah.
How's the experience like?
Beautiful.
How long have you been doing this for him?
Because I've known him before I actually met Ebony 2015 though. I already knew Stoneboy. I already used to go work with him and then so we've probably been together for like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were with him during that concert at the stadium where he filled. Did he fill the stadium actually?
You saw the videos, right?
I wasn't there. And
but
it was
seen
dark.
videos.
So there were probably spaces in there.
You've seen videos. I can show you a video right now on my phone too.
Did he fill the stadium?
Yes, he did.
Is he the only artist to do that?
I don't know. I can speak for my artist. I don't know about any other artist.
But what was with all the comments around, his, sort of beef with other artists?
Beef? You have to really be, because when you say beef, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what's the beef with who? Which artists are we talking about here?
Anyway, we'll leave it here.
Good.
OG, the MC, thank you so much for your time. It's an absolute pleasure. We'll be there to support the MC workshop.
Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Chris.
Right. Anyway, it's time for us to cross over to Parliament for a press conference by the minority on the Communications Committee. And we'd just like to say it was great having you here on the show. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Jude Duncan. For now, we delve straight into Parliament.
It must be noted that the current minister, Honorable Sam George, despite this strategic acquisition of 100% shares for $1, he alleged that the then Minister of Communication, Honorable Osla Owusu, paid some 25 million Ghana cedis for the acquisition. which is in what? Dollars. The assets, customers, which is about 1.5 million, management, responsibilities, and liabilities were acquired for only $1. In other words, the government paid $1 to save over 500 direct jobs and interest of over 5 million customers. Ironically, the minister, after 9 months in office, is yet to provide evidence of the $25 million payment he alleged. Instead, he is trying to undo all the job the customer saved with a proposed giving away of 80 for no value. For emphasis, we wish